Hokage. My Nine Tails, Infinite Resurrection. Chapter 1. In a dark space. The huge body of the Nine Tails was crawling on the ground, and there was a terrifying chakra flowing between his breaths. He slowly opened his eyes full of exhaustion. A transparent interface projected in front of his eyes that only he could see. There are lines of clearly visible gold handwriting on the top. Infinite Resurrection System has been bound. Host Qingling, Identity, Tailed Beast, 9 Llamas. This system can be resurrected every time the host dies, and it is doubled enhanced. This system ignores illusion. If the host is in illusion, when it dies immediately, double the increase. The system binding is successful, and the resurrection gift package is opened. Reward 1. Unseal all seals for the host's human pillar force. The host can be perfectly controlled. Reward 2. For the host to recapture the other half of chakra from the hands of death, the host can perfectly control. Reward 3. Physical technique, 8 gates of Dun Jia, is accelerating learning, has been perfectly mastered. The 9 Llamas had a question mark on his face. What's going on with the system awakening? Qingling remembered that he was just too lazy to get up in the morning, thinking about sleeping more. How did you sleep until you crossed? Forget to get up. One life woohoo. Became the 9 Tails, and should be staying in the seal of Naruto's stomach. The seal has also been unsealed, so wouldn't it be possible to gain freedom? Especially ignoring the illusion added to Qingling's self-confidence. As a tailed beast, if he can ignore illusion, wouldn't he be invincible? Coupled with the 8 doors of Dun Jia, others are afraid of heavy physical damage, but Qingling is not afraid. Well, Qingling, who had not yet had time to adapt to chakra, had planned to leave here first and go to the Hokage world to have a good time. A cloud of chakra suddenly appeared beside him, and I saw that it condensed and formed. It was the other half of the 9 Tails. The system actually directly took the Yin 9 Tails sealed by the 4th generation of Hokage and waved Feng Shui Gate from the God of Death. Why did you put a layer on my body? Yin Jue saw at a glance that the green spirit was special, and there was no ontology in the soul that did not distinguish each other. This proves that the Qingling is just occupying the chakra of the 9 Tails. Perhaps, you wore my chakra coat. Qingling is anti-customer oriented. Eat you, and I'll be whole. Greed appeared in the eyes of the 9 Llamas. Coincidentally, this is also my idea. Swish. The 9 Llamas had just made a move and were ready to pounce. Qingling gently held his paws, and saw Yin 9 Tails immediately crawling on the ground, trembling all over. Why? What illusion did you use? No, this is mastery, from chakra, from the perfect grasp of the soul. Yin 9 Tails was extremely resentful, and it couldn't figure out why its chakra was not controlled by itself. It tastes good. Without saying a word, Qingling directly started the feast, opened his blood basin and mouth, and soon swallowed the Yin 9 Tails. Yin and Yang in one. He suddenly felt a sense of integrity, indeed more powerful and handy. With one more stretch of claws, all seals can be opened at any time, coming and going freely. Feel it carefully. The malicious perception made Qingling frown. From his point of view, he could see Naruto's every move, including him eating ramen, saying goodbye to Ichiraku and Iruka. The most important thing is that the strong malice comes from Konoha village, and it is impossible to hide the malice towards Naruto Uzumaki. Crane tail. What about becoming a shinobi? He is still a fox demon from Konoha village. Look at his joy, it's uncomfortable to look at. Leave Ichiraku noodle house. Say goodbye to Iruka. Naruto was alone with his hands in his pockets and smiled and returned to the cabin. He smirked the whole time, not seeing the slightest sadness. Syllable. After closing the door, he suddenly lowered his head and shrugged his shoulders without knowing where to go. Not hungry, Iruka-sensei invited him to eat Ichiraku ramen. But I still habitually remove the cup noodles. It's time to celebrate. After all, cup noodles can only be eaten when they are very important. The boy shed tears and slipped unconsciously. Naruto lowered his head and stubbornly bit his lip to keep himself from crying. How could he be unscrupulous? He has clearly observed words since he was a child. He is just good at forbearance, and he says that he wants to be a straight ninja, but in fact, he is not gritting his teeth and insisting on it. I really want someone to talk to. Hey, what are you crying about? A voice suddenly appeared in my head, sounding extremely low. Well, Naruto was stunned. Who was talking? Don't look for it, I'm in the seal inside you, look at your clothes. He pulled up his clothes, and sure enough, he saw the marks on his stomach, dissipating like smoke. This is the 5-element seal left by Orochimaru to disturb Naruto's chakra. Who are you? My name is Qingling, and I am known as the 9 Lamas. Qingling. Want to learn ninjutsu. Want to get stronger. Want to be recognized. Want to turn the world upside down. Questioning. Again and again made Naruto's heart tremble deeply. Think. Simple, I have a physical technique that allows you to do more with less. Well, Naruto was confused. Physical skills. I've never heard of a Hokage who made a name for himself by virtue of his physical skills. Did I fall for illusion? You fart like illusion. Qingling could see Naruto's mind at a glance. He cursed. If you don't learn, I'll leave, and you don't want to rise in this life. Where are you? At least let me meet you. Naruto. Still moved, seeing is believing. It's very simple, you can see me by feeling where the seal is. The boy tried to close his eyes and think. Sure enough, I saw water in a place. There are also 2 huge doors where an amazing monster seems to be sealed. You are lying to me, you have been sealed, tricked me into coming to release you. Naruto was very vigilant and noticed something unusual at the first time. Seal me. Who qualifies for this? Qingling nodded a finger in disdain. The seal opened directly, opening the door. The hurricane ruffled the boy's hair. Naruto stood in place, stunned and afraid to step forward. At this moment, a pair of hands gently pushed behind his back. Go ahead, Naruto, I feel that he has no malice. The chakra that Jushinai left here condensed and formed. Oh Kassen. Instinctive familiarity and perception made Naruto's tears come out of his eyes. Silly child, my mother didn't expect you to grow up so fast, to be able to open the seal at such a young age, and to have the courage to challenge the 9 tails. Don't be afraid, the 9 Lamas are just stupid children who occasionally do wrong things. Jushina held Naruto's face, his eyes full of love. Oh Kassen, it wasn't me who opened the seal, it seems that Qingling opened it himself. Who is Qingling? Something is wrong. Can the 9 tails open the seal on its own? Jushinai looked at the question mark. I saw Qingling's big face squeeze out an extremely evil smile. Madam, you don't want your children to be hurt in the seal, do you? When Jushinai heard this, he jumped up directly. A punch came directly towards Qingling's big face. Stupid, who do you think you're talking to? The old lady is not easy to mess with. Madam, this attack of yours is not painful for me. Qingling lay on his stomach indifferently and quietly watched the mother and son. It wasn't until Naruto wiped away his tears and said goodbye to Jushina that he took a step and walked in earnest. 9 Lamas, if you dare to hurt Naruto, I will never let you go. Jushinai waved his small fist, his red hair floated, and he almost exploded. I'm also looking forward to meeting Madam next time. Qingling still didn't change his mocking tone. Until Jushinai's chakra disappears. He looked down at Naruto. The boy's eyes were red and his tears had not yet dried. He raised his head to meet Qingling's eyes, so stubborn that he refused to sob. Obviously a child, but too for Barant. Cry, Naruto. Worship me as a teacher, and no one in this world will be able to harm you. Stepping on the ninja realm and passing on the will of my green spirit. Qingling stretched out a claw, and his fingertips were as sharp as a knife, enough to tear any living being. Naruto bit his lip and slammed his fist into his paws. Worship. Begin. Naruto would like to worship the green spirit as a teacher. Leveling the ninja world. Pass on the will of the green spirit. Quote. For a moment, Naruto, who unsealed the seal, is acquiring a steady stream of huge chakras that belong to his Uzumaki clan. The Qingling also connected a little 9-tailed chakra to it, further enhancing it. Familiar, master your chakra, Naruto. Go and perform all the ninjutsu you've learned before and you'll do more with less. Okay, I'll try. Wiping away his tears, Naruto returned to his seemingly heartless appearance. He was very energetic and performed all the ninjutsu he had learned before. Even the shadow avatar technique is a little proficient. The system detected that the host and the human pillar force were further fused, and the primary gift package was opened. Reward 1. Ninjutsu, the art of flying thunder god, Accelerated Evolution, has been perfectly mastered. Reward 2. Ninetales Mode, Accelerated Evolution into a perfect human pillar force, the main body is controlled by the host. Huh. A small orange bead appeared in Qingling's hand. As soon as this bead appeared, it formed a trace of connection with him and Naruto. Soon, the perfect human pillar force was achieved. I feel so strong. Naruto always felt as if he had become much stronger. You try it, go and fuse with this part of the power I gave you. Good. Under the guidance of the green spirit, the nine-tailed chakra suddenly rose from Naruto's body, directly transforming into the nine-tailed mode. The details continue to blend until they reach the state of perfect human pillar force. Theoretically, illusion can be ignored. Physical skills, ninjutsu will be further improved in this form. The tailed beast and the human pillar force get an almost perfect match. Good. In this case, your healing ability and physical strength will be further improved, and it is time to learn a little simple physical skills and ninjutsu. Qingling perfectly mastered the 8 gates of Dunja and the Flying Thunder God technique, which was just taught to Naruto. You'll soon become a member of the 7th class, and before that, you still need some skills to get around. Don't let your guard down, Naruto. Got it, Teacher 9 Llamas. Naruto studied seriously, and for some reason, his physical skills and ninjutsu had been improved, as if he was learning everything faster than before. In fact, his talent is already very good, but the so-called poor talent caused by the chakra disorder before. One night of cultivation until dawn. Early morning. Naruto washed briefly. Stretched. It was quickly rejuvenated. Today he is going to take a picture of a ninja registration, and then he is going to really become a shinobi. Habitually getting up, the steady stream of chakras on his body made Naruto feel a full sense of security in his heart. 9 Llamas, is the ninjutsu you taught me, the physical technique, to be hidden, not to be used at will. Naruto said with rare brains. Nope. Qingling lay down comfortably, closed his eyes and said. Go ahead and cast it, let the more people know, feel free to use my chakra. It's best to use it all. Chakra will die when it runs out. Naruto said nervously. No, trust me, I'm never going to die, Naruto, go fight as much as you want. Won't die. Cast ninjutsu at will. Is it really possible? Although I only learned a little I felt very powerful. Naruto walked out of the room, one with his hands in his pockets and carefully put on the ninja brace. He wasn't going to wear it today. But after visiting the teacher, I was so happy that I still didn't hold back. Walking on the road, the joy quickly dissipated, and he could only pretend that he didn't care about anything. After walking a few steps, he seemed to notice the strange gazes of people. He whispered, 9 Llamas, are you there? I'm sleeping, and, call me teacher. Qingling teacher. Okay, Qingling sensei. After confirming that Qingling was still there, he walked down the street contentedly. There is still a lot to do. I hope you don't meet any weird people. Seal the space. Sato yawned and looked at Naruto like a child. He loves to sleep so much that he tries his best to rest whenever he has time. If it weren't for that, I wouldn't have slept until I crossed in my last life. Lazy by nature, he just sat back and enjoyed it. I thought, little Naruto, hurry up and do it, challenge some more strong people. As a 9-tailed chakra, how can you exhaust chakra if you don't encounter some strong enemies? The lazy Qingling thought of half and snored directly. That's nice. As a tailed beast, the tailed beast form that controls the power of the human pillar comes and goes freely. After accepting Naruto as a disciple, he even taught him the ninjutsu and physical arts of death. Let it be. He was still talking in his sleep. Naruto, don't move, let them kill the master. In a dark space, Qingling stretched out a comfortable lazy waist. It seems that I slept for a long time, is it already the next day? He opened his eyes and looked into Naruto's perspective. Next to him was Sakura, Sasuke, and in front of Kakashi. The copy ninja Kakashi is fighting for a while, and only by grabbing the bell is he qualified to stay. Listening to them, Qingling was confused. What's going on? Naru and Konohamaru meet and perform harem techniques on Ebisu. Even the first kiss with Sasuke passed. How long did I sleep? Could it be that in my last life, I really slept until the end of my life? Qingling blinked and regained consciousness. Swish. Everyone went into action, trying to catch the bell on Kakashi. The result is failure without exception. The gap is too big. This is Kakashi who can be separated from any existence. Naruto, have you practiced ninjutsu and physical skills these days? Yes. Naruto's eyes lit up all of a sudden when he heard the voice of the green spirit. I see, Chingling-sensei, you are asking me to use the 8 Gates Dunja to catch up with Kakashi-sensei's speed. Shadow doppelganger to confuse, and then use the Flying Thunder God technique to surprise. When Ching-Ling heard this, he said lightly. No, I mean, you can use the Nine Tails mode directly. Huh. Naruto felt, shouldn't this be a move at the bottom of the box? Don't worry, can Master Wei still pit you? Ching-Ling lay leisurely, calm and calm. Die well. Naruto Uzumaki, just make the world tremble. Only then can a master provoke a powerful enough existence and be killed. Even if he has now combined the Yin Nine Tails and is at the peak of the Hokage world, he can only have a sense of security if he is stronger. Sleep more soundly. I'm going on, Kakashi-sensei. Suddenly, Naruto became serious, remembering his previous cultivation. He only learned some skins, which can be regarded as mastered. Proficiency has not yet reached the point where it is truly handy. However, it still turned on the nine-tailed chakra mode in an instant. Swish. Chakra burned like a flame, rendering all over his body. The ribbon and hair of the ninja forehead are slightly upturned, like the ears of a fox. The chakra coat wraps around the whole body, and the unique pattern is concentrated in the core. Nani? Kakashi, who was about to run fast as a ninja, was actually just a doppelganger. The real him is watching the entire battle from the shadows. Sakura and Sasuke are all in danger and almost defeated. The three went their separate battles and were defeated one by Kakashi. Until Naruto's chakra cloak suddenly appeared, turning on the nine-tailed chakra mode. It's not a tailed beast, but a real nine-tailed mode. How familiar this scene was in Kakashi's eyes. His master sister-in-law, Jushinai, is Konoha's second-generation nine-tailed human pillar force. Even though he didn't understand the nine-tails mode, this familiar chakra still made him slip under his feet. Nani? Sakura turned around in shock, and when she saw the powerful chakra erupting from Naruto's body, she only felt shocked, as if something was involved. When did the crane tail have such a powerful chakra? Sasuke complained so much, but for some reason there was a hint of joy in his heart. The two have been lonely since childhood, and since the Uchiha family was almost buried, they have become seemingly hostile but actually sympathetic to each other. It can be said that this period should be the most normal period for Sasuke. Naruto. Don't mess around with this chakra. Kakashi sensed the severity of the gap and directly revealed the body. If Naruto didn't master the power of the Nine Tails at all and ran away directly, then it would be the entire Konoha village that would be swept away and destroyed. The Nine Tails attack 12 years ago is still vividly remembered. Kakashi-sensei, this is my power, why can't I use it? Naruto was 12 years old and not tall. The powerful nine-tailed chakra, when it broke out, made him look a little taller. Scold. At this moment, with the outbreak of the nine-tailed chakra, all the upper ninja levels of Konoha village felt the chakra fluctuation. One after another, figures rushed towards here. What exactly happened? How could Naruto, who has been safe and sound for 12 years and protected by the seal of the four elephants and the seal of gossip, suddenly unravel the chakra of the nine tails? Ape Flying Asma, Sunset Red, Hinata, and the big figures in the family all noticed the chakra abnormality. Forest Training Ground. Kakashi looked serious, and he swept away the ease and coziness of the previous test. After fighting 12, he had to stabilize the situation before the Konoha master arrived. Why do I feel a thick malice? Naruto found that after entering the nine-tailed chakra mode, he could clearly perceive the hearts of the people around him. Sasuke's surprise, Sakura's fear, Kakashi's vigilance, and the figures who were rushing one by one, full of malice. What's going on? Why didn't Kakashi do it? Chingling yawned. It's really strange, say yes to fight for the bell. Naruto, before extending his arm with chakra, first used the shadow doppelganger technique to interfere with the flying thunder god technique, and then used the 8 doors done armor to go all out. Yes. Hearing Chingling's suggestion, Naruto was stunned again. Teacher, I will have so many, and some are not proficient, wouldn't it be good to use them all at once? Don't worry, as long as I chakra is enough, you can open 8 doors at will. How many doors can be opened? Qing Ling said calmly. What whole cards to keep? Consuming chakra is the real thing, and the last thing I lack is chakra. Teacher, chakra is really going to die. How many times have I said that the teacher is not afraid of death, but you are not strong enough? Teacher. So impressed. It was the first time since he was so old that Naruto had met someone who cared so much about him. Iruka affirms his qualifications as a ninja. The third generation of Hokage will rub grilled fish and eat it when he is hungry, so that he understands the sinister of the world. Only Qingling. Dedicated to him. Naruto calmed down and everything started according to the established plan. As soon as Chakra's arm came out, Kakashi's face changed. After quickly dodging the approach, Naruto had already made a seal, and more than a dozen shadow doppelgangers came out of the smoke. In the process of constant scramble and avoidance. One by one, the Flying Thunder God mark was also laid. By the time everything was ready, Kakashi had sensed the trickiness of the problem as he kept dodging. It seemed to him that Naruto was very proficient in the application of the nine-tailed chakra, and it was not like he had just learned it. How is it possible? No one knows for more than 10 years. A person Zhu Li quietly became the climate himself. It's creepy to think about. Wow. Chakra exploded in an instant. Chakra burned on Naruto's body. Seeing this scene, Kakashi's pupils suddenly changed. That's impossible. How could Naruto be 8 doors Dunjia? There are very few people in the Konoha society, and as a close friend of Metke, he knows this all too well. Raw door, open. Even if the seal is lifted, he becomes a genius again. In the past few days, Naruto has reached the level of opening the third door and giving birth to the door. You can't really perform physical arts yet, Epilianwa and Rairanhua. Can only increase speed, explosiveness and pure power. The nine-tailed chakra mode would have further improved Naruto's basic attributes such as speed. Not to mention the door of life. What are you going to do, Naruto? Kakashi has opened the kaleidoscope chakra eye. Grab the bell. Suddenly, Kakashi, who originally thought that he could see Naruto's movements clearly, was directly stunned. Naruto appeared at his side at a speed he couldn't see, bending down and taking the bell. A familiar figure that had been missing for a long time appeared in Kakashi's mind. 4 generations of Hokage, Wave Feng Shui Gate. Flying Thunder God Technique. He turned around suddenly, and Naruto had already turned around. Doing so much is enough to hit Konoha hard. The result is just grabbing the bell. Kakashi was shocked. Meanwhile, more than 10 figures have arrived here one after another. Immediately afterwards, the figures in the dark part also landed. The leader is the 3 generations of Hokage, 8 Flying Sun. Naruto, don't be afraid. If you encounter questioning, threats, or whatever you want, you can cover you for the master. Qing Ling glanced at everyone present, not afraid at all. Teacher, they all have a strong malice, let's not talk first, so as not to be discovered by them. Naruto said cautiously. Is this your style? Be cautious about what? The teacher makes you stronger to be cautious, and the hammer is over. Thank you, teacher. Hearing Qingling's affirmative tone, Naruto didn't feel that he was being harsh, but felt warm inside. Are you talking to the 9 tails? Sarutobi spoke. He was not quite sure of Naruto's state, but from the appearance alone, it seemed to be very harmonious. Who knows, if he was seduced by the 9 tails because he was too young. He is my teacher, Qingling. Quote. Teacher. Still Qingling. 8 Flying Sun Chopper should be called the 9 Llamas. Especially when he heard the word teacher, he immediately determined a certain possibility. Since Naruto worshipped the 9 tails as a teacher, he must have been seduced. Everyone is so clever that they have the same guess for the first time. 9 tails. When he heard this word, Sasuke's face was gloomy. Awakened the power of the 9 tails. But when will I be able to make the Sharingan even stronger? For a while, he didn't know whether to envy or jealousy. Sakura sensed that something was wrong and hid behind everyone. As the news of the 8 Flying Sun Slash was transmitted, one figure after another was rushing in. The 9 tails revives, and Naruto is seduced. Konoha village could be attacked by a terrifying attack at any moment. They still don't like me. Naruto's eyes darkened. He said with a smile. Obviously I snatched the bell. Obviously I learned a lot of powerful ninjutsu. Obviously I got along with Qingling teacher in harmony, and I am no longer the nine-tailed fox demon they say. Why? Everyone looks at me even more disgusted, and my heart is constantly exuding malice. The boy gritted his teeth and kept the tears from falling. Perhaps, he had already cried dry tears. In the end, is it still not recognized by everyone? Even if you become a subordinate, it will only be regarded as a threat. Naruto-sama, Naruto can fly the Thunder God technique, and the 8 gates of dun armor. Kakashi told the latest information he had obtained. The strings in everyone's hearts tightened further. It's so tricky. The art of flying Thunder God, the second generation of the Hokage, the proud work of the Thousand Hands, through the hands of the 4th generation of me, further developed. 8 Doors Dun Ja, Mater Dai devoted his life to creation, personally defeated the 7 ninja people, and became famous in a battle. Both have fallen into Naruto's hands, and the 9-tailed chakra mode has been turned on. His threat level has increased dramatically. Seal, hooray! The 3rd generation Hokage said calmly. He also walked towards Naruto with old steps. Naruto, don't listen to the demagoguery of the 9 tails. You are still young, you can slowly become stronger and learn how to master the power of the tailed beast. We will all help you. Sarutobi explained emphatically, walking towards Naruto step by step, stretching out his calloused hands. Swish. The wind blew up the leaves, rolling the boy's restless heart like fire. Teacher, Grandpa Mimem is very good to me, I don't want to be an enemy with him. Naruto said softly. Hearing these words, Ape Flying Sun Chopper firmed his heart even more. He guessed correctly, Naruto really had him in his heart. Silly child. The voice of the green spirit came, like the melodious sound of ancient bells, which made Naruto wake up suddenly. Go and make the decisions you want, don't go against your heart, whether you listen to them or not, and seal me again. The teacher will not blame you, silly child, you are a living person. Go, listen to your inner voice. Quote. Ling didn't tell Naruto to do anything. No matter how someone casts a gossip seal, it will not be able to seal him either. The system has given him the ability to unlock all tailed beast and human pillar force seals. Compared to the will of Konoha for the 3rd generation, the will of fire. That ethereal thing. Qingling believes more in the actual heart. Teacher. Naruto was no longer stubborn, and tears welled up in his eyes. Since meeting Qingling, he first met his mother Jushinai's chakra. I also learned the 9 tails mode, various powerful ninjutsu, and physical arts. Let him play freely and without hiding. Be his back, never hesitate. Even at this moment, Ape Fei Ri was close in front of him, persuading him not to believe any of Qingling's words, and arranged a sealing array. Everyone is waiting for him at any time. But he can still say that it is for his own good. Only Qingling. Let him listen to his heart, without forcing or directing. Who is good to him, who is hypocritical? Judge high. 3rd generation grandpa, if I am not willing to seal Qingling sensei, I can swear that I can absolutely control my own chakra, will you agree? Naruto was still in full view of everyone, and he respected Sarutobi Hinata. Nope. When Sarutobi said this, it was for the safety of Konoha village. I'm 12 years old, why do I have a disorder on my chakra seal? Let me learn everything for 12 years is very poor, why don't you care? This power is obviously very strong and can protect the village. The teacher said that there has been more than one person in Konoha village, why don't you give me their experience? The teacher said, it was my father and mother who sacrificed themselves to save Konoha village, why did everyone hate me so much, shouldn't I be the son of a hero? Naruto. Sarutobi couldn't answer a word. 12 years. No one cared about Naruto's talent, chakra disorder, no one to help him master the power of the 9 tails, only to watch coldly. To those who do not know the truth, he is the embodiment of the demon fox, the essence of sin. To those who know the truth, Naruto is just a container for a tailed beast, who can gasp and live. Teacher Qingling, what should I do? This time, Naruto did not ask Sarutobi again, but chose the green spirit. In the sealed space, Qingling's voice is still so reliable. My answer is still the same, listen to your inner voice. Listen to your heart's voice. Naruto broke into a smile. Really good to you, not blindly emphasize what Konoha, Hokage. It is to tell you not to go against your heart. He raised his head, his gaze resolute. Once, he also had a dream to become stronger and become the strongest Hokage in history. He has been stupid since he was a child, and he can't learn anything, even if he racks his brains and practices hard again and again, he can only learn a star and a half. Most people hated him, and Naruto knew this very well in his heart, he always thought it was his fault. Until one day, a nine-tailed fox accepted him as a disciple, taught him everything, and told him all the truth. Originally, it's not him who is wrong, it's the world. Aoi sensei, if you leave Konoha village, will you never be able to become a Hokage again? Silly child, what Hokage is not Hokage? Before the first generation appeared, no one would have thought that the chaotic world could be temporarily ended. You mean, Hokage doesn't matter? Naruto had known for so many years, and his dreams seemed insignificant. No, why do you have to be the first generation of Hokage? It is completely possible to build a ninja village by yourself and become a shadow yourself. Quote. Become a shadow yourself. It was as if a light had been lit up in Naruto's eyes. Teacher, I see. Just understand, there is something on the teacher's side, and if necessary, say hello. Good. The young man let out a long breath, his heart was still pounding, but his heart was already unwavering. He took a step forward and passed by the 3 generations of Hokage 8 Flying Sun. Naruto. Don't believe the rumors of the 9 tails. He's seducing you. Please respect my teacher, Miome Hokage. Naruto's name for Sarutobi Hinata has quietly changed. He paced in the 9-tailed chakra pattern towards the outside of the formation. No more stays. Konoha is about to become a past tense in his life. Sakura was hiding behind the shadows, cautious and not daring to look at him, as if he had become some man-eating monster. Naruto, stop, you won't be able to become Hokage again, are you worth your father's efforts? Ape Flying Sun turned his head and roared, trying to awaken the will of fire that he imagined belonged to Naruto. When I learned that night that my father and mother had died for Konoha, I also saw my mother's chakra, and she said that she wanted me to live happily. Happy. For 12 years. How much time Naruto had to be as happy as other children? Who destroys the name of the hero? Who twists the descendants of the hero into demon foxes? You guys. Naruto stood at the edge of the formation, which had been led by the dark part and many upper shinobi, and laid out a large formation. Worthy of my parents. A questioning made Kakashi's figure shake up. The figure of the 4th generation Hokage Wave Feng Shuiman and Kushina snuggling together with a smile appeared in front of Kakashi. Is he worthy of it, are they? Even his father, Konoha White Fang, died in the midst of gossip. Naruto was so young and grew up in the same environment, how did he survive? That's a belly slander, white eyes, and contempt that even Konoha's white teeth can't endure. The 8 Flying Sun Chop had nothing to say. He was really sorry, even if it was to protect Naruto, it would be even more ridiculous. Who does not know? Who does not know? When the 4th generation of Hokage was on the verge of danger, he used his newborn child as a container of human pillar power of the 9 tails. In front of everyone's eyes, so many people saw it, the entire Konoha knew, how could the other ninja villages not know? How do you need to go for this tortoise protection? Everything is an excuse. Suddenly, Naruto's figure flashed, ignoring these large arrays. Directly stood outside the formation, a bitter hand. Flying Thunder God technique. 8 Flying Asma couldn't help but marvel, can you learn it at such a young age? What a genius, why did Konoha village miss a genius again? As one of the former Guardian Ninja 12. He understands the cruelty of this world better, what ninjas, Naruto. In fact, it all revolves around the daimyo. Tragedy after tragedy in Konoha has long numbed him. Stop him. The 9 tails must not be allowed to leave Konoha. The 9 tails are something from our Konoha village. An indifferent voice appeared. One of his eyes was wrapped in a bandage, and one arm was completely white. His face was covered with various scars, and his eyes were cold. Danzo. Head of roots. Under the leaves of Konoha, deep darkness is the root, bringing coolness to people. The so-called Hokage must also have a shadow word after all. I'm not anyone's thing, and neither is Teacher Qingling. And also, his name is Qingling, also called the Nine Lamas. Don't call the teacher the Nine Tails. Quote. Naruto is angry, even if he is the enemy of the whole world, he will never allow anyone to say bad things about the green spirit. Stubborn, you have been demonized by the Nine Tails, you should die immediately. Konoha is big enough to elect a new human pillar power. Danzo's indifferent eyes seemed to say that anyone from Konoha could be replaced. It was not a taste to listen to everyone's hearts. Don't say it, Tuanzo. The voice of the eighth flying sun chopping the old man came, making him shut up. You are always so indecisive in doing things. It's true that Wave Feng Shuaman and Kushina contributed to Konoha, but as a fourth-generation Hokage, everything is as it should be. As for him sealing the nine tails in Naruto Uzumaki's body, wasn't it so that his son would become a hero and be admired by thousands of people? Selfishness, in the end, is just that we don't follow his wishes. Danzo said as he untied the white bandage. The others listened to the words of the eighth flying sun, and Nien did not make a move in the face of the Wave Feng Shui gate for the time being. It doesn't mean he won't shoot. As a root, once shot, it means that Konoha's most critical moment has arrived. Weeding must be exhausted. On that arm, there were eyes from the Uchiha clan. Blood-red eyes, strong or weak, seemed to tell their grievances. They suffered, they wailed, they tried to fight for their place, but they were slaughtered. When Hinata saw this scene, she couldn't help but feel a chill in her back. Senju, Uchiha, and Hinata are all members of Konoha's big family. If they hadn't been so well behaved and didn't have a caged finch, would they have been cut down and rooted? On the other arm of that Tuanzo, isn't it the white eyes of their Hyuga clan? The sound of bones clashing sounded. The boy of the Uchiha clan clenched his fists tightly, as if he understood some truth. Gazing at Tuan Zhang's arm in disbelief. At this moment, how he wanted to go out like Naruto. But he can't do it yet, his strength is not strong enough, he must endure. As long as he finds an opportunity, he will definitely betray Konoha village without hesitation. Every minute and second of staying here will make Sasuke Uchiha sick. So, that's how you think of my parents. Naruto laughed when he heard of his parents' sacrifice and he had been scolded for 12 years as a demon fox. Instead, it was the selfish fourth-generation Hokage when he let his son become a human pillar force. A wordless anger surged into his heart. He smiled, tears in his eyes. My father's life's dedication is such an ending. Seal the space. Qingling was looking at this scene with a look of embarrassment. There was also a yellow-haired man beside him, his eyes changed slightly, and he shook his head bitterly. It seems that you are still right, Nine Lamas. Call me Qingling, Bofeng Shuaman. Just now. Sato said that there was another thing to deal with, that is, chakra of the Wave Feng Shui gate quietly appeared when Naruto was about to defect from the shinobi village. When he saw this scene with his own eyes, Bofeng Shuaman could only shake his head and smile bitterly. In the end, I made it my own thing. You deserve anyone but Naruto. Qingling does not give the slightest bit of face. I saw that Bofeng Shuaman showed a sunny smile again. My soul chakra should be at the Shinigami, next time. Hope to see the future you mentioned, Naruto please you. Qingling. Of course, he's my disciple. One fox, one person against fist. Naruto, get on it. Qingling's voice suddenly sounded in his ears. Naruto, who was originally in a state of sadness, suddenly looked up. Teacher, have you finished solving the matter? Well, your father asked me to tell you, obey the heart. Father. The smile on Naruto's face disappeared. What should he think in his heart if he let Hakafeng Shuaman hear Danzo's words? Wouldn't it be sad? Thinking of this, he was no longer angry, resentful, but contemptuous. The disgusting place either never comes again or is ruined from then on. Naruto, stay, everything will be fine. Sarutobi appears between Danzo and Naruto in an attempt to make a final stay. In his opinion, Naruto was definitely seduced by the Nine Tails and completely lost his mind. I want to leave Konoha village, because I don't belong here, I'm a monster, everyone hates it, then it's better to leave the village and live by myself. Naruto smiled, seemingly sunny, but it made people feel distressed. He is still so young, but he has learned to endure, and the forbearance is like a child who is grief-stricken and has to tell others that they don't have to worry. Oh, he was a child. He's just a kid. People are stunned, but they think that everything is a little unreal. Or so many of them threatening a child and expelling them from the shinobi village. Leaving the shinobi village. Tuan Zhang smiled coldly, his hands were sealed, ready to strike at any time. Do you know that as a ninja, you have to pay for the ninja village all your life, protect the daimyo, complete the reward mission? If you leave the ninja village, it means that you betray the ninja village. Betrayal of shinobi village. All of a sudden, I was put on a big hat that was extremely heavy. My father is the 4th generation of Hokage, I will betray shinobi village. No, your father died early, you are a waste that grew up by yourself, where did you get your parents to educate? Danzo tilted his head and stared condescendingly at Naruto. New Dun Tree Root Explosion. He has 11 Sharingans on his right arm, and as a transplant, this arm is a cell transplant of primary purpose. It is also incomplete, so although he can use it to cast a wooden escape, it is extremely limited. The tree stretched out from the right, engulfing Naruto in an instant. Swish. Naruto felt a strong malice, and immediately released the Shadow Avatar technique, and while dodging it, dozens of flying Thunder God spell marks were thrown in the shadows. Wind Escape Vacuum Wave. Danzo spat out in his mouth, and the wind attribute chakra gathered like a scythe, and in an instant, he killed Naruto's foothold. Unexpectedly, it was just a shadow doppelganger, and the smoke dispersed. Naruto had quickly appeared behind him. Suddenly, dozens of members of the Dark Division threw kunai, shurikens, from different angles. Hit it again, but it was just a shadow doppelganger. Sarutobi Asma, Sunset Red, Kakashi and others shot out one after another, killing one shadow doppelganger after another. Until the end, only one Naruto was left standing in front of Danzo in the nine-tailed chakra pattern. His figure kept flickering, and with the third gate of the 8 doors of Dunja, the opening of the raw door, the speed increased, and he used the Flying Thunder God technique to shuttle. Kakashi and Hinata immediately removed all the spell marks of the Flying Thunder God with Hinata. Soon, Naruto could only be left in place, he still knew too little, and the way to fight was single. What's more, there are so many upper ninja, shadow-level powerhouses besieged. Gradually feeling strained, Naruto, who had no way back, had decided to fight to the death. Wind Escape Vacuum Dayu. Tuanzo struck again. This time, he chose the more powerful Vacuum Dayu. If you hit, it is enough to smash the enemy's body. Your foundation is too shallow, take a break, and leave it to the master here. Teacher Qingling, be careful. Naruto believed in Saijin 100%, and his eyes closed and opened in an instant. This body has been completely handed over to Qingling to control. I saw that its momentum increased again, and the flowing chakra was enhanced several times. A chakra cloak suddenly appeared behind him. The overall form becomes more refined and perfect. Qingling shot and evolved directly from the 9-tailed chakra mode to the 9 llamas mode. His body also became a little taller. Qingling's hand froze, and a small-tailed beast jade appeared. It looks exactly like a spiral pill. Super mini-tailed beast jade. When he saw this small black bead appear, the eyes of the 8 flying sun changed. Get out of the way. Bang. Qingling carries the hard with hard. The super mini-tailed beast jade collided with Tuan Zhang's vacuum jade, directly erasing it. Immediately afterwards, the Qingling appeared in front of Tuan Zhang like a ghost casting an instantaneous technique. The super mini-tailed beast jade was still in his hand, and the insignificant attack just now could not consume a single cent at all. Abominable. Tuan Zhang quickly froze, and a large tree appeared in front of him at great speed, trying to block Qingling's blow. Mu Dun Violent Gun Tree. Both attack and defense, while attacking Qingling's right arm. Rat's eyes. The super mini-tailed beast jade hit it directly, and the violent gun tree was blasted out of a big hole on the spot. The unstoppable force directly hit Tuan Zhang's right arm. The 11 eyes on that top were destroyed in an instant. The moment the super mini-tailed beast jade disappeared, Tuan Zhang's right arm was also destroyed. Yu Wei broke out and directly raised a forest behind the regiments hiding to the ground. The flames burned, and the shock wave swept up the residual wind, whistling past the ears. Those eyes were obviously destroyed, but they seemed to be weeping, and a sense of liberation was transmitted to Qingling's heart. Nope. You fooling remnant. As a ninja, you should be ready to sacrifice yourself at any time, but what have you done? Tuan Zhang was furious, and his original wooden transplant arm, inlaid with 11 right arms with chakra eyes, was gone. He opened his eyes, and one of them was the one that stopped the water and cast other heavenly gods. Izanagi. Danzo tries to turn all the damage he has received into a dream within 60 seconds of casting Izanagi, but he can only desperately cough up blood. Having lost 11 eyes, his chakra and spiritual power could not do this at all. Why don't you love to make others sacrifice as ninjas? Why don't you dare yourself? Qingling looked at him contemptuously. I knew that after Izanagi couldn't cast it, he would definitely use that move. Don't be a god. Tuan Zhang smiled confidently. When he said this name, he had already opened the other heavenly gods. Silent is enough to control anyone. It's a pity. Naruto has become a perfect human pillar force, and the green spirit will naturally not be in the illusion. Perfect human pillar force has two wills of human pillar power and tailed beast. Other gods can only control one of them. But before that, the green spirit had put Naruto to sleep. Others are afraid of illusion, and what he just wants is illusion in his body. As long as the human pillar force sleeps, as a tailed beast, he actively gives up resistance and makes himself a god in his body. The nine-tailed chakra on his body quickly disappeared. The boy stood motionless. The tailed beast in his body, the Qingling Nine Lama, was completely dead. One illusion will die, and this is the ability given by the infinite resurrection system. If not, previously the system gave the ability to unseal and connect. Naruto, who lost the 9 tails, would die in the first place. Ha 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 ha. Tuan Zhang laughed, playing the huge amount of chakra needed to play other heavenly gods. He had already lost an arm, and now he was vomiting blood repeatedly, obviously to the limit. The old man almost miscalculated. He laughed for less than a second. Naruto's gaze froze for a moment. The will that belongs to the green spirit will return again. Resurrect in place, double the increase. All attributes, nothing is missing. 9 Lamas mode on. It hurts, is this what it feels like to die? Qingling looked at Tuan Zhang with a smile, and once again condensed the super mini-tailed beast jade in his hand. In Tuan Zhang's surprised gaze, the little black bead had already slammed into his face. Nope. Tuan Zhang, the head of the root. The man behind the Hokage always confidently believes that the world should revolve around him. Under his pedantic, garbage operation, it directly leads to Konoha getting weaker and weaker, making Naruto Uzumaki, Sasuke Uchiha a childhood tragedy. His life is not mixed, at least it is more than merit. The super mini-tailed beast Jade coupled with the speed of Qingling only killed him in an instant. Ben lost an arm, plus the use of divine power completely exhausted chakra. Without being wary, Tuan Zhang would never have thought that someone would be able to break through the other heavenly gods. Swish. Just one hit. His head shattered like a projectile. The blood did not have time to splash, and it directly exploded and burned into ashes. A headless, one-armed corpse fell in response. Qingling turned around and looked at everyone. I'm leaving today. Death to those who stand in my way. His gaze was fierce, and he was clearly no longer Naruto. You're the 9 tails. Disgust appeared in 8 Fei's eyes. He had thought that he would be able to see Naruto grow up with his own eyes and see the new generation of Konoha powerhouses slowly rise. Just like the 3 ninja, a genius like Bofeng Shuaman. How did it get to this field? Has this child's resentment and hatred reached the point where he needs to give his body to the 9 tails and break with them? Naruto, if you hear, answer me. What the hell am I doing wrong? Konoha, what did you do wrong? Quote. He has been a ninja all his life, and he is even known as a ninja professor in the ninja world. He has many disciples, and even the 3 ninja of the famous shinobi realm are all carefully cultivated by him. Throughout his life, Ape Flying Sun Chopper did not consider himself ashamed of anyone. In terms of age, than the 1st generation, the 3rd generation, the 4th generation. He definitely deserves to be called long-lived. Naruto won't answer you. Konoha is wrong. You are wrong. It has nothing to do with me. In my opinion, the existence of the ninja itself is fundamental. Either there are no ninjas, or everyone is a ninja. That's my choice. As Qingling spoke, his body continued to extend until it turned into a huge 9-tailed form. Chakra flows and transforms into the golden nine tails. The four paws were on the ground, staring at everyone present. Moment. It was as if they had traveled back to that night 12 years ago. Nine tails, you are making enemies of Konoha. When the original generation could capture you, we can take you down today. Ape Flying Sun Chopper has given up persuasion. He firmly believed that Naruto had completely lost his mind, and maybe even his soul had been devoured by the nine tails. Fight. No leniency. Hokage ordered. All members of the Dark Division were present. A high-ranking shinobu has already rubbed their hands, and they secretly swear that they will never let the last tragedy repeat itself. You can't stop me. Qingling flicked his tail, and the smoke filled the air. 18 shadow doppelgangers of the nine tails appeared, each occupying a corner. Their nine tails flicked again, throwing out the flying thunder god mark in the sky. I heard that the nine tails are very proud and have never liked to use human ninjutsu. Kakashi analyzed that Qingling's hand really exceeded everyone's prediction. That's right, but obviously he will be quite a lot. Ape Flying Asma with a finger tiger shuriken. Chakra has converged into the wind blade. Perhaps, his 8-door Dunjia is the biggest mystery. Sunset Red believes that if the Flying Thunder God art was left to Naruto by the 4th generation, it was learned by the nine tails and seduced the child. How did that 8 doors Dunja come about? Maybe only Metke knows. But this guy is now outside leading Hinata Ninja on a mission, not in Konoha village. Swish. Hundreds of flying thunder god marks are scattered here, and 18 shadow doppelgangers are constantly shuttling, making it impossible to distinguish the essence of the green spirit. What's more, even a shadow avatar is not something that ordinary people can deal with. In the distance, the village of Konoha began to panic. The figure of the nine tails let them see it with their own eyes, and the fear in their hearts was aroused. I don't know when. All the nine tails disappeared, all turned into the nine llamas mode. They all opened the 8 doors Dunja in unison. A little fur compared to Naruto's learning. Qingling has been systematically strengthened and directly mastered perfectly. 18 of him who reappeared. At the same time, he shouted, 8 doors, open. Quote. Others may leave something big. Qingling will never. Isn't it extremely fast consumption of chakra? In particular, the side effects of Baman Dunja are exhausted and the user dies in a state of exhaustion. For others, this is a matter of life. For Qingling, this is simply amazing. After passing through the other heavenly gods, the green spirit has doubled. Speed, strength, healing power, perception, chakra quantity, and quality are all doubled. Just one breath can be stressful. Not good. Kakashi looked up in shock. He's going to open 8 doors. When he spoke, the Qingling chakra was already burning like a flame. All doppelgangers disappeared. Everything he did just now was just to confuse us, just so that the process of being able to cast the 8 doors done armor would not be obstructed. Ape Flying Sun slashed his face with embarrassment, afraid that the nine tails would use physical skills. The 8 doors done jaw thing is definitely a tiger addition to the nine tails. The more chakra accumulates, the more his combat power increases after opening the 8 doors done armor. Throughout the ninja world over the past few decades, in addition to pressing the Thousand Hands pillar to be able to top the Buddha, and pressing the Nine Tails Kasusa's Uchiha Madara to beat him violently. Who else can do that? One door after another opened, and the Qingling chakra continued to erupt, until he suppressed everyone present, and he was still getting stronger. Shadow avatars are also decreasing. By the time he opened the gate, Naka Shinobu couldn't even raise his head. The door opened. There are few people in the dark department who can withstand the powerful oppression. Dead door, open. The green spirit drank loudly, and chakra shook the earth like a devastation. Trees are uprooted, boulders are hanging in the air. All the shadow avatars have returned to their original bodies. The golden chakra on the boy's body burned, and a layer of blood red was rendered on the golden trench coat. His eyes were like ghosts, looking down on the earth. Towards the peacock. Qingling first stopped slightly. First use the 6th gate, which can only be used after the gate is opened, towards the peacock as the starting style. The fist rubbed against the air, and the fist born at great speed burned with flames. The shock wave and the flames converged, constantly washing towards the ground. This scene is intertwined in the sky, like a peacock opening the screen. Bloom. 8 Flying Sun Chopper saw this scene like the end of the world, and quickly sealed. The 4 shadow avatars and the main body use 5 types of chakra: fire, thunder, wind, earth, and water. Crashed into the sky. Wudin Dalian Bullet Technique. The collision of the peacock and the Wudin Dalian Bullet Art. The shockwave was attacked by 5 types of chakra at the same time, burning the earth madly and rolling up the dust. Sarutobi is known as the ninja professor and claims to possess all chakra attributes. Even if you learn the seal method, you need 5 chakras to gather together to use it. At the same time, the amount of chakra required is extremely large, and not everyone can use it. Psychic Ape King Ape Demon. The 8 Flying Sun Slash just landed on the ground, dodging the next continuous shock wave. While transforming the psychic beast into a King Kong Rui stick, it was directly thrown out by him. It turned into dozens of Vajra Rui sticks, combined into a cubic cage in space, and directly imprisoned the Qingling in midair. King Kong Wall. Bang! Qingling's gaze that fell into it was also slightly sluggish. Then marvel at the number of 8 Flying Sun slashing methods. The ape demon has a body that is not bad, and once cast the Vajra Wall, it can both defend and protect itself. It's a pity, this trick doesn't work for me. Qingling flashed and appeared directly behind 8 Flying Sun. Flying Thunder God's Art. Abominable. Kakashi flashed out in an instant. He was already ready to use this move, only to see one of his eyes closed and the chakra eye open. Ever since he killed Nohara Rin with Ratchet's own hands, with Obito's awakening, Kamui has long been turned on, but it is rarely used. Kamui. Swish. As soon as Qingling was about to turn around and attack 8 Flying Sun, the space around him began to distort, sending him into a different space. Annoying. Swish. He landed again and had appeared in a distant place, and it seemed that these upper ninjas still ruled out a lot of spell marks of the Flying Thunder God technique. Fire Dragon Flame Bomb. 8 Flying Sun caught a 1 in 10,000 chance. The flames flew like a mad dragon, attacking simultaneously from 3 directions. As long as chakra is continuously supplied, it can perfectly control the direction of the attack, so as to give the opponent the most accurate blow until it is blasted to ashes. Seeing this blow coming, the green spirit has transformed again in the steam. Day Tiger. With a punch, chakra turned into a strong air flow and shockwave. Blue steam emanated from Qingling's body, mixed with gold and blood red. It's as if they are all together. The air cannon is extremely fast, shaped like a fierce tiger, facing the 8 Flying Sun. Rumble. The Day Tiger collided with the Fire Dragon Flame Bomb, directly destroying it and continuing to attack forward. Just as the peacock was not blocked by the 8 Flying Sun at all, but was trapped by the wall of King Kong. The blow was equally powerful enough to be dodged. The moment the ape flew to avoid its edge, the woods behind him were directly crossed by a road that was 10 meters wide. Sunset. Qingling did not stop, and he cast a trick that could only be used by opening the 8th door and the door of death. Suddenly, air cannons that were imperceptible to the naked eye burst out horizontally. First punch. In the blink of an eye, he appeared on the side of the 8 Flying Sun. He didn't have time to be surprised, and the second punch appeared behind him. The speed of the 5 combos in the sunset state is faster and faster every time, and the strength is stronger every time. Therefore, after the first miss, Qingling had already appeared behind the 8 Flying Sun. Go! 8 Flying Asma predicted in advance and saved 8 Flying Sun at the fastest speed. The 2 just landed. The third punch had already arrived, and the air cannon was like a thunderbolt. Am I old? 8 Flying Sun Chopper did his best and stepped out in 1 step. Turned around and appeared behind Qingling. Now. Qingling Kai suddenly realized that there was a talisman behind him, and on it was the mark of the Flying Thunder God technique. It's too old. If you need to perform this trick, the bones will fall apart. The 8 Flying Sun just landed on the ground and got up again. There is also a mark in front of the body. This is definitely inside the wall of the King Kong prison, pasted by the hand of the King Kong ape demon. Only the ape demon who is not bad can take advantage of the chaos and not be killed by the peacock in seconds. Flying Thunder God second stage. Rumble. Qingling understood between the electric flint. The fourth punch also took his figure and dodged it at great speed. Almost let the 8 Fly Sun cut defense into attack. How cunning. 3 generations. Quote. This old man has too much combat experience. Before he landed, he flashed out again and appeared above Qingling's head. This time, 3 flying sun slashes appeared at the same time. It turned out that the shadow avatar when he used the Wudin Dalian bullet technique had never disappeared. Could it be that what I've been fighting just now is also your shadow doppelganger? From the beginning, you were ready to attack and defend, and retreat with your whole body. Is that right? 8 flying sunchop. The old man did not speak, but instead sealed his own seal, and directly placed a seal on top of Qingling's head. Tripartite seal. The green transparent pyramid enchantment appeared, directly trapping the Qingling and the 3 generations inside at the same time. Sure enough, the 3 shadow doppelgangers are still outside. The 5th punch. This punch was extremely strong, and the powerful chakra of the 9 tails turned into a blood-red air cannon and directly killed. Only a click was heard, and the seal was forcibly broken. The 3 shadow doppelgangers outside, together with the 8 flying sun inside, were all destroyed. It all turned into a puff of smoke. 8 gate dun jia, it's terrifying. The voice of the 8 flying sun had just sounded in his ears, but he had already finished imprinting. Ghouls are sealed. Qingling couldn't believe where this old man had so many eyes. From the very beginning, the 4 shadow doppelgangers were left behind, and step by step they seemed to be in danger, but in fact, they were perfectly linked one by one. From the seemingly difficult and passive King Kong prison wall, the flying thunder god mark was laid. To use the doppelganger to fight again and again, being in danger makes Qingling think that he has the advantage everywhere. At the last minute, 4 shadow doppelgangers were sacrificed. Even the one trapped in the formation is fake. In this end, Qingling spent a lot of chakra time. He just cast the ghoul seal. Death had appeared behind Qingling, and red qi and blood vapor continued to emerge from his body, but he couldn't move. The golden 9-tailed chakra was unleashed unscrupulously. Old man, you are worthy of the name of the ninja professor. The loser needs no elaboration. 8 Fei said indifferently. He is about to give all the chakra of the 9 tails to the Shinigami. I saw that Qingling's soul was torn out and constantly twisted. Death opened his hands, drew his knife, and prepared the perfect ritual. Everyone thinks that the 8 flying sun has a name, but they don't know that he dealt with the 1st generation with his own strength, and the 2nd generation also sealed them all. The big snake pill lost a pair of hands because of this. Old man, you died like this, and you hated me to death. Qingling smiled. This is a move at the cost of life. He simply let go of his hand and let death take him away. The moment the soul of the green spirit leaves the world. 8 flying sun chopper also slowly closed his eyes. Everyone's eyes were glazed. The 3rd generation of Hokage cast a forbidden spell and stopped the 9 tails from running away. 1. Naruto Uzumaki will also die directly after losing the tailed beast. Kakashi stepped forward cautiously, confirming it. Naruto is dead. Everyone breathed a sigh of relief. What to do? Are such traitors to be buried together? Hinata Hiyashi spoke. As soon as Hokage dies, who will be in charge of Konoha? Only Sasuke Uchiha was left in the Uchiha clan. 3 shinobi outside, especially the big snake pill is not a good thing. Tuan Zhang also died at the hands of Qingling. Asma of the 8 flying clan obviously does not have this qualification. He naturally has the qualifications to temporarily control Konoha. He's been seduced. Kakashi said in a determined tone. Okay. Following. Rain. There are 3 tombstones in total. The tomb of the 8 flying sun was full of people, and there were several people in front of the tomb of Tuan Zhang. Until everyone leaves. In front of Naruto's tombstone, a few children and an adult appeared. Iruka, Inazuka Ya, Nara Shikamaru, Akamichi Dingji. They stood in the rain for a long time, and finally put a bag of potato chips and Ichiraku ramen there, looking like Muna. Afterwards, a girl appeared here quietly, choked silently. Her name was Hinata. She was naive, she liked Uzumaki Naruto. She bit her lip and almost dried her tears before leaving like a snail. Night. The boy appeared here, staring intently at Naruto's tombstone. He didn't believe that the crane tail, the ninja who was the first in the ninja school of accidents, would die like this. Because, he is still alive, the whole family is destroyed, he is still alive. Therefore, Naruto Uzumaki will definitely not die either. Syllable. Rain cats and dogs. A hand sticks out of the dirt. Naruto. Naruto. Sasuke stepped back incredulously. How is it possible, killed by the 3 generations of Hokage, and can still be resurrected? Even though he never believed that Naruto would die, he began to worry a little at the moment. Is it really a 9-tailed demon fox? Soon. The other hand also stretched out directly, stretching out from the dirt, looking for a glimmer of life. Until a moment. His signature hair appeared, and the whole person broke through the ground. Rain fell from the sky. Naruto Uzumaki grinned. Sasuke. Are you Naruto Uzumaki, or the 9 tails? Sasuke was puzzled. Teacher Qingling said that you will definitely come. Naruto laughed heartlessly, bent over and coughed. Probably the rain and dirt were eaten in his stomach when he broke the ground. Qingling again. Sasuke Uchiha had heard the name from Naruto more than once. It feels like being able to read minds, unfathomable. The real name of the 9-tailed demon fox, is it called Qingling? So it really wasn't you at that time. Sasuke said, taking a step back. Confirming his guess, Naruto was not dead. He's getting out of here too. There is no point in staying here, and being seen as a rebel companion will only bring more trouble. Come with me, Sasuke. Naruto's voice appeared in his ears, and Sasuke's body suddenly trembled. Become a traitor, but obviously have nothing. Think about it, Naruto has the 9 tails, which is a human pillar force, and he only has the Sharingan eye and has seen Danzo and Kakashi perform various ninjutsu. The young man's heart couldn't help but be moved. It obviously belongs to his blood succession limit. Young man, I will help you open the eternal kaleidoscope writing wheel eye. Qingling's voice suddenly appeared in Sasuke's mind, and he only felt a creepy feeling. What a terrible chakra. Is this really what humans can achieve? You are the 9-tailed blue spirit. Of course, I know you're hungry for power. Take a look at Konoha. Do you know why Danzo has so many Sharingan? You're seducing me, it's like seducing Naruto to kill Sandaime. Sasuke turned to Naruto and said coldly. Do you know that after being seduced, you personally killed the 3rd generation of Hokage? He is going to oppose the general's army. When Naruto heard this, the boy looked up. Dark clouds, lightning and lightning. It suddenly illuminated his face affected by the 9-tailed chakra. He squinted and smiled, looking as heartless as ever. The rain kept slapping on his face, beating him into a falling chicken. Sasuke opened his Sharingan eyes and stared at him deadly. Tears were seen mixed with rain rolling down my cheeks. But he was still laughing. In another world, Grandpa Hokage is still alive, and it was Qingling Sensei who killed him, but it was also my body. Sooner or later, I will also go to that world and be with Dad, Mom, and Grandpa Naruto. But not now, until the world that Qingling teacher said is created, you must not die. Quote. Never die. What kind of world are they going to create? Sasuke looked at him in amazement, unable to imagine what kind of pain Naruto had endured in his heart. His fingers trembled slightly, but he still said a sentence that he would inevitably say with his personality. You must know the truth, tell me, Qingling. The truth. A green spirit voice sounded from Naruto's body. It's very simple, your Uchiha clan was originally going to rebel, but before the rebellion, Uchiha wanted to use illusion to immerse them in it. As a result, Danzo sees him as the biggest threat and takes one of his eyes. After that, it was your older brother, Uchiha Itachi, this so-called rebel, who carried out the mission, personally exterminated the clan, and kept you alive. Quote. Tick-tock. How so? This is the origin of the 11 eyes on Tuanzo's arm, and the strongest chakra eye on his face. I won't forgive him. Sasuke still couldn't accept all this. Indeed, I don't forgive me, but your brother has always made the task of a ninja his vocation all the way, and there is only so much he can do. Qingling told his own deduction. What about you? Can it change all that? Sasuke Uchiha. I can. I will change all that. It's ridiculous, you have nothing, talk about change. One sentence knocked Sasuke back to reality. Oh, yes. He had nothing. But Naruto, with the help of the power of the green spirit, was enough to die with the 3 generations of Hokage. In the end, it was even possible to resurrect with full blood and put everyone together. Are you withdrawing, or are you afraid? Shouldn't there be a thirst for power in your eyes? I can help you, but you have to make your own decisions. Do you want to create a world where there are no ninjas, or everyone is a ninja? Quote. Ask yourself. Sasuke didn't know the answer. You're going to destroy the world. No, I mean, either let this world be without ninjas, and no one can use chakra and return to the world before Kagaya Itsuki. Or, let everyone be a ninja, this world is powered by chakra as an energy, there are no shadows, no daimyo, some are just ninjas for everyone. Quote. What? Sasuke, who heard this, was directly stunned in place. There was only loneliness and hatred in his mind, and when he saw Kakashi's chakra eyes, he would have an instinctive hatred. Not to mention Tuan Zhang's arm, which radiates grief all the time. Perhaps, his father's chakra eye is also on top. The tragedy of the Uchiha family has been permanently engraved in the years, and what is really needed is to change all this so that there will be no more tragedies in the future. I choose a future where everyone is a ninja. Good. At the same time as the green spirit approved, Naruto stretched out a nine-tailed chakra hand behind his back, slowly spreading out. It was actually a chakra eye. Kaleidoscope Sharingan. The one that Uchiha stopped the water. This old thing originally wanted to use the four elephants sealing technique to end himself and destroy this eye, but what he didn't expect was that the nine-tailed chakra was far more powerful than him. Merge this eye and you will be stronger. Swish. At the moment when the nine-tailed chakra appeared, a blood-red figure of chakra that burst out quickly appeared. Under Konoha Blue Beast. Towards the peacock. K is back. This guy is actually waiting for the rabbit. How could he have sensed that the nine tails would be resurrected, and how could he know that Naruto's soul was temporarily sealed by the blue spirit? Go. Qingling also opened the sixth door, faster than Kai, directly picked up Sasuke, and ran wildly in the rain. Nine Tails, where did your 8 gates dunja come from? Kai was in hot pursuit. You don't need to know this, the more important thing is your body, use chakra to temper your body more, and learn Tsunade and Thunder Shadow. I don't need you to teach. The two of the ninja running distanced themselves again. The green spirit flashed. Directly opened the 7th and 8th doors. The speed has increased dramatically, surpassing Metke. Witness a flash of blood fly away. Kakashi and the others followed suit. Kai converged chakra and said with solemn eyes. I know that the nine-tailed chakra is powerful and has extremely strong vitality, but can he even open the 8 doors without injury? He seems to be stronger. Kakashi noticed that after the green spirit recovered from the other gods of Danzo, he became stronger once. This time, after being resurrected with the 3 generations, he became stronger again. What's the connection? Rainy night. An ordinary deserted mountain village. It was probably completely extinct during the Third Ninja World War. No one lives here anymore. Only a few dilapidated thatched huts still tell the story of the past. The fields were long deserted, not to mention the courtyard full of weeds. The nine-tailed chakra big hand behind Naruto threw Sasuke out, who rolled around the floor before stopping. Only then did the green spirit remove Naruto and Sasuke's nine-tailed chakra cloak. If it weren't for this thing, how could the two of them withstand the extreme speed after opening the 8 doors just now? Even so, the two fainted completely. The whole time, the Qingling was dominating Chakra's journey. Close the tattered wooden door. The green spirit jumped out of Naruto's body and turned into a small nine-tailed fox the same size as an ordinary person. He sat cross-kneeled and turned chakra around. In the first battle of Tuanzang, the body died of illusion, and was resurrected with full blood, doubling the increase. The 8 flew into a battle, and was captured by the ghoul seal, doubling again. The chakra of the 9 lamas is so huge, especially after the unity of yin and yang, it is even more powerful than it can be matched. In fact, the wave feng shui gate that appeared in the sealed space at that time was not only the chakra that remained there, but also the soul that was released from the god of death. The infinite resurrection system directly opened the seal, which gave the opportunity to release the yin 9 tails, and also released the wave feng shui gate. The latter should have gone to the underworld with Ju Shinai at this moment. A soul emerged from Qingling's mind and gradually condensed. He could only exist for a brief moment. Will be sent back to the underworld. 9 tails, I still can't figure out how you unlocked the ghoul seal. 8 Fairy couldn't figure out who could crack this forbidden technique from the inside after being sealed by the Grim Reaper. Someone will always work miracles, why can't it be me? Qingling laughed it off. Well, I'm running out of time. Ape Flying Sun Chopper did not expect that he would have a day to go to the underworld. For a while, I didn't know whether to resent or thank. The two of them will be cultivated to be extremely vicious people. The old man's eyes were full of reluctance. On the contrary, the day they stand up to the heavens and the earth, the ninja world will be better than when you were alive. Oh, bombastic. Sarutobi smiled coldly. He didn't believe the words of the Nine Tails. Qingling didn't expect him to believe it either. He watched a door slowly open until he took the ape away. The old man looked at Naruto and Sasuke reluctantly until he left. This farewell is destined to be silent and unknown. But if the ape Flying Sun can still do it, it must solve the green spirit. The Qingling, who witnessed all this, returned his consciousness. Watch a line of handwriting emerge in front of your eyes. The host has died twice, perfectly resurrected, and the reward is being settled. The reward settlement has been completed. The host's character has exploded, and the reward 1. Ninjutsu, Spiral Pill, Reward 2, Ninjutsu, Chidori. Reward 3, Chakra Fruit. What is the thing? Just this or a character explosion? Qingling glanced at the reward. Isn't it 2 offensive ninjutsu, 1 fruit? I thought it was the devil fruit, it turned out to be the chakra fruit. Wait a minute. Chakra fruit. Isn't this the beginning of everything? Kagaya Itsuki ate the chakra fruit and became the ancestor of chakra in the Hokage world. No one can kill her. Because that means that all the lives of chakra in the Hokage world have to die. At the same time, eating the chakra fruit means true immortality and eternal life. You can also absorb any ninjutsu. Is there more than one thing in this thing? Or is it that only the system can do it? Qingling saw 3 small round beads. He first accepted the 1,000 birds and spiral pills, and his proficiency immediately reached the perfect level. However, because of the peculiarity of the 9-tailed chakra, it will turn into another form of spiral pills and Chidori. At last, only then did he turn his gaze to this small fruit. Time waits for no man. Ate it immediately, only for a moment. The huge chakra and the special power of the fruit directly changed the entire body of the green spirit. He felt like he had become a complete 10 tails, and even the 6 Tao immortals had to go back a little. Directly comparable to Kagaya Itsuki. It's so powerful. What is even more amazing is that he himself is constantly changing. The host is sublimating to the extreme. Congratulations to the host for the ultimate sublimation. The host will get chakra from this world in an unlimited amount, and at the same time, the host will no longer be affected by Kagaya Itsuki and the 10 tails. The host will become its own vein and continue to generate chakra. The host can extradite chakra for others so that it is no longer subject to Kagaya Itsuki. A series of prompts made Qingling's breathing a little short. From now on, he will be the true ancestor of chakra. The most buggy thing is that he can get chakra from Kagaya Itsuki and 10 tails. They couldn't affect Qingling. The green spirit directly changed the physique of Naruto and Sasuke in his sleep. From now on, the two of them are the Asura on Kagaya's side, the reincarnation of Indra. It is also equivalent to the 6 immortals on the Qingling side, Datu Muyu village. Become stronger, young man, go and become a real strong person in this world and change this world. As for the teacher, in theory, the old monster has lived for a long time. After accepting his own powerful and unparalleled power, Qingling only felt more tired, so it was better to rest. He returned to the sealed space as if none of this had happened. In the wooden house, Naruto and Sasuke's bodies are undergoing metamorphosis. The Asura in the body, the power of Indra, has not yet awakened. Directly open the chakra of wind, thunder, fire, water, earth, yin and yang attributes. The huge amount of chakra in the body are constantly transforming. Naruto's eyes first changed to the characteristics of white eyes, and then merged with chakra, constantly mutating. Sasuke's eyes were originally single hook jade, and after witnessing Danzo's chakra eyes with his own eyes during the day, he opened the double hook jade in grief, and at this moment, he directly opened the 3-hook jade. Qingling didn't know that what he was creating was not just 2 genius ninjas, but 2 ninja immortals. The stronger the branch, the higher the water at his source. Imperceptibly, Qingling's eyes transformed into a reincarnation eye, a reincarnation writing wheel eye. The wind blows up the leaves and the smell of rain in the dirt. Konoha shinobi fell into unprecedented stagnation. The death of 3 generations of Hokage is destined to give other villages an opportunity. The Chunin exam, which was supposed to be held in Konoha this year, will probably fail. The 8 flew to the sun, and the 2 of the regiments fell. It means that an era has faded away. Where there is light, there must be shadow. If there is Konoha, should there be a dark root? The answer, it seems, lies in this cruel wind. The 2 teenagers of the Uzumaki clan and the Uchiha clan eventually became Konoha rebels. The news of the Nine Tails revival and a great increase in strength also spread. No matter how sad the result is, there are people who are eager to obtain the power of the tailed beast, and are secretly looking for the whereabouts of the green spirit. Leaves fly, spinning over the mansion of the Hyuga family, where the main family is located. Patriarch Hinata Hiyashi is temporarily presiding over the events of Konoha village. Some members of the Dark Division are already tracking the whereabouts of one of the 3 shinobi, Jiraiya. The daimyo and the elders of Konoha's high-ranking people recognized the toad immortal by name, and also became the 5th generation Hokage. After all, it was Hinata who was amorous. Over the years, the daimyo has become acutely aware of the horrors of the ninja family. The Uchiha family almost started a dispute. The Senju clan has one of the 3 shinobi to this day, Senju Tsunade. The son of Ape Flying Sun Chop, and the clan Ape Fei Asma are naturally from the same family. Comparatively speaking, Jilai also likes to be at ease and wanders around. On the contrary, without its own power, the Hinata Hiyashi family is entrenched in Konoha village, and must not serve as the 5th generation Hokage. What's more, his strength is not enough to enter the eyes of the daimyos. Hidden in a meeting room. All of them are fat and gorgeously dressed as the daimyo of the Fire Nation. Nani, is Jiraiya still writing all over the world? He has earned enough. If he can become a Hokage and become more famous in the ninja world, he will be famous and rich in this life. That guy is not easy to manage, and he must not be obedient, and the 3 ninja are like this. In short, don't let Tsunade come as much as possible. The Senju clan has already paid a lot for Konoha. Read between the lines. The high-ranking people of Konoha village also heard the inner meaning of this sentence. Indeed, as long as they are willing, the daimyos are absolutely not willing to see the Senju clan grow again. What does it mean to pay a lot for Konoha village? The daimyos staggered out. Only a few henchmen of Konoha village remained. Mito Menyon raised his glasses and said coldly, "What is it called paying a lot for Konoha village? If it is not for Pillar and Lord Kuruma, where did the ninja village come from? Indeed, if it has always been just a ninja scattered everywhere, it will always be a person who runs for the daimyo in the Sengoku and works for his life." Kaharu also nodded in praise. The dark spokesperson gave them a cold look, not caring at all. He would not engage in any topic until a new Hokage was chosen. The Dark Department has never only performed its tasks, without asking why. Nara Shikaku sat in the corner, also silent. He expected that Jiraiya would definitely not serve as Hokage, and at most he would invite Tsunade back. As long as you don't have a choice. The daimyo of the Land of Fire will still make Senju Tsunade the 5th Hokage. He knew that those 2 old things were similar to Danzo, and only believed in pawns, and anyone could become Konoha's pawns. They only learned the trick from Senjuma, but they did not learn the courage, let alone match the brain of the 2nd generation Hokage. Swish. The leaves are still flying. It didn't come here, but came to the back mountain. The white-eyed girl was constantly throwing her fists. Naruto-kun. She had words in her mouth, and from beginning to end, she didn't believe that Naruto would be the big bad guy they said they would. Ordinary people. Haruno Sakura tied up her pink hair and threw it out again and again. Kakashi personally went to find Jiraiya's whereabouts. The 7th class also disappeared before it was actually established. Is she never worthy of being a stronger ninja again in this life? Suddenly, a member of the Dark Division propped himself on the ground with one hand and landed behind her. There is hatred in your knife, and you need to be more decisive to join the dark part. The leaves keep swaying. Like a lonely boat, floating in the sky. Matkai brought back Hinata Ninji, Xiao Li, and Tenzen last night. When they heard the 2 shinobi had defected, their teacher had personally chased them down last night. Xiao Li's heart is full of youthful blood. Only Hinata Ninji's eyes changed slightly, for some reason, he always felt that he heard Naruto Uzumaki, after Sasuke Uchiha defected. There was a trace of expectation in his heart, but the caged bird spell mark on his forehead was still faintly painful. Konoha. How many people you give hope. How many people have you buried their youth? From the time between the pillars and Naruto, nothing has changed from you. It will only make the teenager stumble and believe in what fate. The leaves fell to the water's edge. Quiet. It was just an ordinary leaf that happened to fly past these people. What special meaning does it have? And not all teenagers who shout to become Hokage can change their fate. It is impossible for every leaf to burn in the fire. But in the end, in the shallow puddles, there was still a circle of seemingly insignificant ripples. Distance. A deserted mountain village surrounded by mountains. It seems that no one has lived in it for so many years. As soon as the teenagers woke up, they felt that their chakra attributes, chakra quantity, and body had undergone qualitative changes. Naruto watched himself from the river. The pupils turned from black to white, taking on a distinctive gray color. With just a little force, you can see the flow of chakra. Sasuke, on the other side of the river, stared at his reflection in the river with his eyes. Yesterday, after seeing so many chakra eyes on Tuan Zhang's body, he was tortured deep in his bloodline. Opened the double hook jade writing wheel eye. When I woke up, I inexplicably opened the 3-hook jade writing wheel eye. There is also a kaleidoscope chakra wrapped in a 9-tailed chakra in his hand. Power and unknown. He didn't even hesitate for a moment, thinking of witnessing the battle between Qingling and Tuanzang and Ape Flying Sun yesterday. Sasuke understood his weakness. Without hesitation, he directly replaced the kaleidoscope writing wheel eye that stopped the water. I only felt that there was a powerful and unparalleled power constantly pouring into my body. Sasuke, what are you doing? Naruto looked at the blood on Sasuke's face in disbelief. Crane tail, this is given to me by the teacher, it has nothing to do with you. The two looked at each other in disgust. Qingling's voice slowly sounded. Stop making trouble, it's time to teach for the teacher. Teacher. Teacher Qingling. Naruto and Sasuke spoke at the same time, like a bickering. The green spirit stretched out Chakra's hand from Naruto's body. One hand rubbed out a spiral pill, and the other hand directly condensed into 1,000 birds. I'm going to learn this. I want to learn thunder. Naruto glared at Sasuke. Sasuke hugged his arms, looking like he was very mature, and didn't think about him at all. Be serious. As a traitor, you have to have a bit of attitude, didn't you guys drag very much last night? How is it like a child now? Qingling scolded, interrupting the gambling between the two of them. The spiral pill in his hand, Chidori turned into a spiral pill shuriken in an instant, ball lightning. Throw it directly and raise the forest to the ground at breakneck speed. The action did not stop. Only a slight pinch. Orochimaru expanded directly and appeared outside Naruto and Sasuke, forming a sphere that only ran chakra on the surface. Not only does it allow the ninja to move in the air to form a perfect defense, but it can also constantly cut outside. The 1,000 birds condensed into a thunder blade, and as the explosive power became stronger and stronger, it directly snatched out the air and broke through everything. Can the chakra of the thunder attribute still play like this? Sasuke was stunned to see it, always feeling that his imagination limited chakra's play. After Qingling ate the chakra fruit, all kinds of attributes were handy. The 9-tailed beasts he has them all. If not, he has it too. And, Qingling interrupted their thoughts. I'm not showing you which ninjutsu to choose, you should all have chakra with various attributes in your body by now. Instead of spending time pondering, picking. Might as well learn together. Quote. Learn together. To know both spiral pills and Chidori. The strict green spirit made Naruto only feel that his interest skyrocketed. So good, this is interesting. It's up to whoever learns faster. In addition, if someone has recently been exiled here because of a disaster or something, they must be taken in. The fields, the houses, the roads here need to be planted and repaired by you. As a village, or even to build a kingdom, you must have people. Quote. What Qingling is best at is commanding disciples. He didn't bother to do these trivial things. There are so many chakras of the two disciples, and using the shadow avatar to work together, it will not be possible to build a powerful village soon. Teacher, since more and more people will come to the village, should we also have a name? Sasuke asked with a serious look. The name of the village. I have a spirit word in my name. Then it is better to call it Qingling Ninja Village, and the strongest name is, Lingying. Qingling said in a determined tone. Obviously, Master Wei is this first well-deserved spirit shadow. Qingling's words directly dispelled Naruto's original blood. I thought that the first generation of Hokage would be Naruto, but I didn't expect to be occupied by the green spirit on the spot. Teacher, if someone comes, do we want to hide our identity? After all, we are now traitors. Sasuke's calm analysis. No, the more arrogant we are, the faster the village will grow. What is called rebellion? From now on, you are the ninjas of Qingling Ninja Village. Qingling yawned, already ready to fall asleep. You obviously said that you want to create a world where everyone is a ninja, why can't you hide every word? Be brave and face your heart, Sasuke. Here, no one will hunt you down, and no one will calculate you. Chakra slapped his big hand and directly cast the shadow avatar technique. The two shadow doppelgangers stood behind Naruto and Sasuke, respectively. Training you, as well as learning ninjutsu and issuing tasks, will be left to them, and the master still needs to sleep for a while. Teacher. Naruto hadn't asked if Sarutobi had also gone to the world called the Underworld. Qingling was already asleep, unconscious. The Saijin 1 doppelganger glanced at Naruto and decisively used the shadow doppelganger technique. The task of repairing fields, houses, and roads in this village is entrusted to you, and as for ninjutsu learning and cultivation, leave it to the two of them. He handed over the task, found a broken room by himself, and fell asleep. The shadow avatar can use the shadow avatar again. Sasuke was shocked. He felt that the ninjutsu of the blue spirit seemed to be fundamentally different from them, and he was never limited by his thoughts. The two extra shadow avatars used their respective shadow avatars again. Spiral pill handed over to him. Chidori is him, go and rest for the division. He is responsible for physical skills, and illusion is him, and he needs to take a break for the master. Slowly. The shadow doppelgangers kept summoning the shadow doppelganger, and the division was getting finer and thinner. As long as you can take the task out, you will sleep lazily. I always felt that the teacher had narcolepsy. Naruto was helpless. This small village suddenly became angry, and there were shadow doppelgangers of green spirits everywhere, or shadow doppelgangers of shadow doppelgangers. Most of them slept peacefully, and there were also a few who snored and grinded their teeth. But without exception, they all have narcolepsy. It doesn't need to be felt, the teacher definitely has narcolepsy. Sasuke also had no choice but to follow this shadow doppelganger who had been divided 7 times before appearing. Learn Hitomi and another one next to him teaches him Thunderbird. Naruto studied gymnastics and spiral pills. Qingling Shinobi Village. This little village full of lazy atmosphere never seems to attract attention. A month later. The village was gradually established. Fields, houses, roads, various facilities were repaired by Naruto and Sasuke. Occasionally, there are the cries of various types of livestock. It is much worse than Konoha village, but it is definitely quite suitable compared to ordinary villages. Comparatively speaking, the level of technology in Yuyin village is much higher, although the Hokage world does not seem to be optimistic about the development of technology, but it is more subject to Kagaya than Itsuki. It is better to pursue, climb the technology tree. Use technology to transform the body, prolong life and strengthen the body. A month of crazy cultivation. The two young disciples finally passed the level and walked to the last doppelganger of the Qingling. Teacher, your body has been sleeping for a month. Qingling's doppelganger yawned wearily. Everyone has their own hobbies, I like to sleep, what's wrong? In a word, Naruto and Sasuke were speechless. Yes, you two seem to have learned a lot. How has the village found a large number of people now? Quote. It seems that so far, if you don't count the 9-tailed fox of Qingling, it is only 2 people. There are no people in the village, and you still want to be a spirit shadow. Dream it. Qingling number 1 stood up and stretched. I'm too tired to sleep by myself, it's better to return to the body and let the body rest, so that I can relax a lot. Bang. The smoke cleared, and Qingling 1 lifted his state and returned to his body. This scene stunned Naruto on the spot. He's so lazy that he doesn't even want to rest himself. I see. The real task left to us by the teacher was to make the village more people. Sasuke suddenly realized. You understand again, I think the teacher's meaning should be that we should spread his name as widely as possible. Naruto voiced his judgment. It's impossible, the teacher is so strong, why do we need to talk around? Because the teacher is lazy, he is too lazy to make trouble himself. It seems that there is also a little truth. At this time, a trolley drove slowly, and a family of 5 fled and passed by. Seeing the rich appearance of the small village, they couldn't help but stop. The man looked up and saw the huge plaque at the entrance of the village. It reads, Qingling Shinobi Village, 2nd Generation Hokage, Naruto Uzumaki stays. The 2nd generation was also deliberately added and changed to 3. The man had 3 children in his family, and he was still looking at it curiously at this time. Little did they know that what would happen next would change their lives. The family stumbled to the small village. Seeing everything around, it is not rich, but it is enough to feed and eat. They wanted to beg for some food, but found that no one was there. Such an atmosphere can't help but make people worry and fear. Until, at the end of the village, they saw 2 teenagers who had been waiting for a long time. In the lower Qingling village 2nd generation Mei Lingying, Uzumaki Naruto, what is the advice? Scold. Naruto made a pose, and he was too enthusiastic to directly scare off the father of the family. Stupid heads and stupid brains are definitely close to people in normal times, but in this mountain and wild place, it is really a little terrifying. Don't pay attention to him, this is Qingling Ninja Village, which has just been repaired recently, so there is no one to live in. If you are fleeing, then it is good to stay. Sasuke spoke coldly, but it made people feel much more normal. Are we fleeing? Are we going to be tenants in the village? There is no problem in farming for Daimyo-sama. Quote. Men think that as long as there is a bite to eat and do not let his wife and children go hungry, it is good. Looking at them again, their clothes were tattered, and there was only a bag of worn quilts in the car, and it was estimated that there was still cotton wool inside. Naruto suddenly restricted his enthusiasm. Uncle, how long have you not eaten a full stomach? Finish. The 3 children looked a few years younger than Naruto, but they were all skinny, and the people who watched it were distressed. About half a year, war and famine, so that we have to flee our hometown, in fact. The uncle paused and lowered his head. We used to farm in a village under the daimyo of the Land of Wind, and we had to hand over 7/10 of the grain we grew every year, and we could barely go hungry. But since last year, the famine has become more and more serious, and war has begun to appear on the brink. If we don't leave, we'll die of war or starvation. He said and fell silent. It doesn't seem like you should be talking to 2 children. Stay, find a house and field yourself, and only need to give 10% of the grain to the village every year. Sasuke said and turned his head and left. He was going to cultivate, he didn't want to delay too much time. Issei. The man was directly stunned when he heard this. There is a place to live, he will not go hungry, he only needs to pay 1% every year, and he can definitely live well. For some reason, he cried directly. The tears couldn't stop rolling. Uncle, you can farm, but you have to learn the basics of ninjutsu once a month, and your child has to enter a ninja school. Ninja school. The man looked up, not knowing what to say. He is very ordinary, he can learn any ninjutsu at all. Everyone in this world has chakra, but there are also weak and strong. I don't know how his 3 children are, but he himself is definitely an ordinary person. It was a blessing to have the opportunity to enter a ninja school, and even he could study once a month. And the teacher is. The man wiped away his tears and asked politely. Of course it's me. The 2nd generation Mei Hokage of the Green Spirit Shinobi Village, Naruto Uzumaki. Quote. Ah. Naruto grinned, and the 3 children also grinned happily from the trepidation just now, affected by his emotions. According to Qingling's arrangement, Naruto, Sasuke needed to leave as many people as possible to live in the village and go from strength to strength. Anyone should learn ninjutsu. Especially in daily life, we must apply ninjutsu as much as possible. In the beginning, the children studied slowly, and their physiques were much weaker than when Naruto was a child. Just a month later, the uncle began to try to use his fire attribute chakra, which had almost only one effect. That is to make a fire and cook vegetables at home every day. His wife's wind attribute chakra is very suitable for chopping vegetables. Gradually, the usefulness became more and more convenient. Chakra is not much, but they are only used on a daily basis. After teaching for a month, the children have a little eyebrows and learn a little basics. During this period, 7 more families came to the village, and slowly there were more and more people, and there were faint lights at night. The ninja school gathered more than a dozen children, who twitter behind the second generation of maging every day. Sasuke was a little cold, but very pleasing to the girls. Everything seems to be moving in a very warm and beautiful direction. Until this night. Qingling, who had slept for a month, suddenly woke up. Naruto, Sasuke. The two who were resting in their respective rooms heard his voice at the same time and opened their eyes. Teacher. Strangely, Qingling has been sleeping lately, since the shadow doppelgangers returned a month ago. The village had always been left to Naruto and Sasuke took care of it. How can you wake up in the middle of the night? Immediately use the shadow doppelganger, the flying thunder god technique, the 8 gates of Dunja. In short, what will you use? Have you arranged spell seals in and around the village? Yes, during this time, the flying thunder god spell seal has been arranged around the village. Sasuke said immediately, and at the same time, he had sensed a thick malice everywhere outside the village. Sato divided chakra into 2 parts and left them in Naruto and Sasuke's body. It is equivalent to the content of the 9-tailed chakra before him, that is, 2 9 tails in a normal full state. He himself slept in the middle of the village for a long time. Therefore, at the critical moment, you can contact directly, which is equivalent to personally cultivating 2 9-tailed pillar forces. A lot of people. Naruto didn't expect that the village would attract so many people overnight. Now, 2 golden chakra figures appeared in the village, Naruto and Sasuke. They also used the shadow doppelganger technique, and through the flying thunder god technique, they appeared in all corners of the village, and even outside the village. Teacher, what's going on? Sasuke's own body has appeared outside the village, and he wants to directly surround all the enemies. Obviously, there are not many people in the village during this time, but those guys are looking for you around the clock. How long did I sleep? About 2 months, teacher. Naruto is in the center of the village, he wants to drive all the enemies out of the village. 2 months. How many families did you bring me? It's so pulled, it's simply the most stretched ninja village in the world. Qingling complained. He originally slept comfortably, dreaming that he had found Qingqiu Mountain, full of female foxes. As a result, the dream suddenly woke up, and instinctively felt a kind of danger. Swish. Dozens of figures sneaked into the village. Each of them wore black ninja suits and ran with ninjas, sneaking around the village. People from Cheyenne village. Sasuke didn't expect that this group of people would be from Sunahide village. He instantly thought of a possibility. The refugees in this village are all from the land of the wind. The attackers again had a planned infiltration, coming from the village of sand hidden in the land of wind. There is definitely a connection between the two. Swish. While Sasuke was pondering, a red-haired figure had already performed a teleportation spell and entered the village. He was carrying a huge gourd on his back, holding his arms in his hands, and on his forehead was a love word that he didn't know what it meant. A pair of dark circles makes it easier for him to hide in the dark. Sensei, it's a ninja from Sand Hidden Village, do we have to be careful? Sasuke just wanted to say to be careful. I saw a powerful chakra erupt in the center of the village. Naruto directly turned on the 9-tailed chakra mode. The big war is about to break out. Sasuke, shoot, go all out. There was Qingling's instruction in his ears. Sensei, our all-out shot will be seen by the enemy with more whole cards, later. Sasuke's words were interrupted again. Don't worry about the future, listen to the words of the teacher, go all out, join forces inside and outside, and let this group of greedy rabbits stay here forever. Qingling was indignant, and this group of guys inexplicably disturbed his rest, especially disturbed his good dreams, which was simply abominable. Teacher, if we clear them all, do we also have to leave here, lest we be found by the strong people of Cheyenne village? Sasuke's analysis was in place, and at the moment he was already thinking about his own way back. What are you afraid of? It's best for him to come in person, and it's best for the Wind Country to kill them all. Qingling is not afraid, it is a big deal. A minute later, he was a good guy again. And it's double good. It's a pity that he is too powerful to die at all, and he has the chakra amount that rivals the big tube of wood Kagaya. Once you die, it is doubled again, and it is almost invincible. There is not much time left for Qingling to be killed. No more trouble, the system will be confined to one side. Too powerful to die, what is the use of the infinite resurrection system? Suddenly, Sasuke was pressured to also turn on the nine-tailed chakra mode. Two nine-tailed human pillar power, this is definitely an unprecedented scene. Comparable to the classic scene of Naruto and Watergate colliding. However, the Qingling left them a full-level nine-tailed chakra. Saijin Ninja Village Center. Naruto's pupils appeared gray, and the moment his whole body erupted with a strong chakra, it directly made the person who attacked him shake on the spot. His vision is full of a group of walking chakras and their veins. Edge. Sasuke has a three-hook Tama chakra eye and a kaleidoscope chakra eye. The nine-tailed chakra wrapped his whole body, and his strength and speed increased greatly. Swish. Hundreds of shadow doppelgangers appeared in every corner in an instant, defeating all enemies. Only one round. More than 200 Naruto, Sasuke's shadow doppelganger appeared in every corner of the village. Staring at me Iroh. He broke into the place alone. Completely unaware of the horror of the enemy. Cheyenne Village sent more than 30 people into Qingling Ninja Village, wanting to further clarify the information and find an opportunity to attack the human pillar force. Unexpectedly, they were strong enough to defeat all the attackers in an instant. But, even when surrounded by it, the teenager has nothing to fear. He even folded his arms and looked at the shadow doppelgangers with contempt. No murder. I love Luo and give an evaluation in my heart. Naruto or Sasuke. None of them killed the enemy, nor did they give birth to a strong murderous aura in the face of him. This means that, from the beginning, they were two species. Fight with the mentality of defeating your opponent, not killing your opponent. Then there is a high probability that you will die in a 1 in 10,000 possibility. Feel the huge and dangerous chakra. Luo still didn't have any relaxation, and immediately turned on the body, and part of the body has been tailed into a beast. Swish. Sasuke's shadow doppelgangers threw shurikens at the same time. Hundreds of shurikens changed again in an instant. Shadow doppelganger shuriken. Turned into tens of thousands of shurikens to kill Luo on the roof. The sand quickly flowed out of the gourd, condensed and formed, and turned into the armor of sand. At the same time, a constantly flowing sand shield with spikes has also formed outside the body surface. This is equivalent to the absolute defense of Luo. Block all attacks, and a large amount of chakra is also consumed. The amount of chakra I love Luo is definitely a lot, but in the face of the nine-tailed chakra Naruto, Sasuke, it is still a big difference. Sand coffin. Before the defense was unraveled, he directly captured Sasuke, Naruto himself, who Luo thought he was. Quickly bind them with sand and quickly detonate. Sand waterfall funeral. Bang. After the explosion exploded, there was no imaginary splash of blood, only a puff of smoke. The teacher just explained, saying that you have a crane in your body. He said that this is the home of the ninja and the home of the tailed beast. Since you are here, stay here. Naruto smashed his fists with both hands and looked at Iroh with a grin. Will the tailed beast and the human pillar force be separated? Sasuke appeared behind Iroh, spiral pills in one hand and Chidori in the other. Suddenly, his powerful chakra directly broke the defense in an instant. Luo originally tried to struggle, but after the sand shield was broken, he stayed in place and remained motionless. Don't be a god. Sasuke's kaleidoscopic chakra eye comes from stopping the water, and he only needs to find a momentary opportunity. I felt the loneliness in his eyes. Naruto stood in front of Iroh, and he could definitely say it loudly. In the few simple encounters just now, he saw the pain hidden in Iroh's body. What we have to do is beat the opponent, not sympathize with the opponent. Sasuke stopped it. He had already let Iroh fall for the illusion, and what happened next had nothing to do with him. This guy will most likely stay in the illusion until he dies. Suddenly, Luo's originally stiff limbs suddenly began to move. Sand wrapped his body from all sides, and then quickly began to tail beast. Until you transform into a Aikyo Moritsuru. Luo has not reconciled with Shuhei. It is indeed not a perfect human pillar force, and it is impossible to be immune to illusion. It's just that. With the human pillar force unconscious, Shuhei, who was originally estranged, was also considered to have regained his freedom, ecstatic to occupy this body, laughing maniacally. I'm back, I'm back. 9 llamas, you stinky fox, ha 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 ha. Quote. Shuzuru's huge figure entrenched in the village, standing in front of Naruto, looks extremely huge. Come on, open the hang for you, boy, knock this guy down. Yes, teacher. Naruto immediately connected with Qingling's chakra and transformed into a perfect human pillar force. A 9-tailed chakra trench coat appeared behind him. 9 llamas mode turned on. This form can also transform into a 9-tailed form combining human pillar power and 9-tailed chakra. The same tall body of the 9 tails looked at Shosuru. Why do you have 2 human pillars, stupid fox? Shuhei looked puzzled. But he still has a strong fighting intent in his heart. So long not seen, just take this most hated fox, spread fire. Teacher Qingling can do whatever he wants. Naruto got up directly and pounced on Moritsuru. At this time, Sasuke has also transformed into a perfect human pillar force, turned on the 9 llamas mode, transformed into the 9 tails, and appeared behind Shosuru. Hey, this is definitely a doppelganger, right, fox? You can't be this strong, right? Shuhei couldn't feel the difference between the 2 9 tails, it was nothing more than the difference in the strength of the human pillar. Odd. What the hell is this weird? Aren't all tailed beasts a rare species? Wind escape practice air bomb. Shuhei couldn't bear it anymore, so he simply found a practitioner first. The high-intensity chakra air cannon directly blasted out with a loud sound that shocked the ghosts and gods. Blasted a mountain peak straight away and razed to the ground. Suddenly, a mountain was razed to the ground in an instant. Naruto had appeared beside him. Stinky fox, when did you get so fast? Shuhei can't understand that the speed and strength of the 9 tails are not bad, but they are not perverted to this extent, it is simply ridiculously fast. Haven't you heard of the flying thunder god technique? Too fast. Spiral pill. Naruto threw a spiral pill sideways. A brutal spiral pill that fuses the 9-tailed chakra, wind and thunder. Chidori. Sasuke was originally right behind Moritsuru, and when he hit Moritsuru's body and was about to eject it, he jumped up, turned into an arc, and cut directly from Shoheda's side. Suddenly. Fortunately, Shuhei only felt severe pain and almost cursed. Among the 9-tailed beasts, the 9 tails are the strongest, followed by the 8 tails. Besides, Aikyo Shuhei is definitely at the top. Only the 4-tailed Sun Wukong, and the 5 Mu Kings can compare with it. Admittedly, he just couldn't beat the 9 llamas. Not to mention 2 9 llamas with perfect human pillar power. It hurts. Shuhei was directly opened 2 large holes in his body by this spiral pill and 1,000 birds, but fortunately, chakra was strong and was healing rapidly. His body, like sand, is constantly flowing, which is also his chakra form. Dead fox, are you going to beat me to death? It's Cheyenne village that let me come to find fault, and it's not that I'm looking for trouble. Quote. It hurts so much. In the past, the hard-mouthed Shuhei would never say that. But for a moment, another large pile of ball lightning, the furious wind blade fell on his body, causing him to constantly use chakra to heal, tired of chicken power. You can't die, but it hurts. In a sense, as long as chakra is endless, the tailed beast can be constantly healed and constantly reborn. Even if they die, as long as chakra condenses, they can be resurrected again. This is the power of the tailed beast, derived from the 10 tails, derived from the power of the chakra fruit. They were born to be the spokesperson of the Hokage world, chakra. Tailed beast jade. One after the other, the 2 9 llamas opened their mouths and condensed the tailed beast jade in the corresponding yin and yang chakra ratio. How does this play? The tailed beast jade of the 9 tails was originally the strongest among the tailed beasts. Do you still come with the whole 2? Everyone in the ninja world knows that my tailed beast jade, which is a crane, has never appeared. Should it be regarded as none? Suddenly, seeing that the 2-tailed beast jade was about to paste on the face. Shuhei flashed out directly in one step, and flashed back sideways. With his body fat and breathy, he can be said to have exhausted his strength and efforts in this life to let himself do his best to survive. The one who turned around just now was definitely the fastest dodge of Shuhei's body. Isn't it the tailed beast Jade? Who wouldn't? Quote. Shosuru's huffing turn is a practice air bomb. But how could this blow be comparable to the real tailed beast Jade? The two-tailed beast Jade fought together, not much different, and when they encountered a training bomb, it could be said that it was very disappointing and directly exploded. Raise an area of the field of view directly to the ground. Aikyo, don't you use tailed beast Jade at all? Naruto wondered. Teacher Qingling clearly said that tailed beast Jade is a must for tailed beasts. Why is this one-tailed crane always using training aerial bombs? Judging from the name, his name is Ichigo, it is likely to be the weakest, and the tailed beast Jade is likely to be above the second tail. Sasuke's complaint hit Moritsuru's dignity hard. Nonsense. Shuhei was furious. He kind of understood that these two imps were just human pillar power. Although I don't know why the 9 llamas have 2 selves and 2 people. But judging by their words and actions, it is definitely not the real 9 tails. Get out, 9 llamas, you stupid fox. Shuhei cursed, it was too weird. Everything encountered today seems particularly abnormal. You have to let the 9 tails show up in person and figure everything out. He is not afraid of death at all, the big deal is just rebirth. Next. Or 1 tail. This sun is fixed, no one can take it away, there is no need to worry at all. But if you can't figure out the reason why the 9 tails has become so strong, Shuhei will definitely have trouble sleeping, and he will not be able to sleep in the next life, and he will not die in this life. Are you sure? The tailed beast Jade exploded, directly alarming the surrounding major forces. Qingling is looking forward to what kind of strong enemy there will be next. But now, he is going to meet this titular old friend. 9 llamas. Shuhei's eyebrows were almost shocked. Terrible. How is this guy so scary just intuitively? There is always an illusion that it will be swallowed up at any moment. I saw the center of the village, which was far away from them. There are orange chakras breaths circulating. Soon they converged into the shape of a 9-tailed fox. Until the condensation is formed, 1 step out. There was murderous in his eyes. Hey, dead tanuki. Don't call me a tanuki, I'm a raccoon dog. Shosuru was furious, he hated being said to be a tanuki the most. The closest thing to him is obviously a raccoon dog. It doesn't matter, almost. Qingling yawned, and the murderous aura plummeted in an instant. His 9 tails kept shaking. Shuhei couldn't help but take half a step back. Wrong. Even more wrong. How can there be 3 9 tails? It's outrageous. Can the tailed beast also be mass-produced? This requires at least a 6-fold increase in the chakra of the 9 llamas. How is this possible? This guy was originally a monster. If it increased by 6 times, wouldn't it be to kill him in seconds? Impossible, not to a second deal. Shuhei was crazy in his heart to find confidence in himself. In fact, the blue spirit was resurrected twice. Originally, he merged yin and yang, doubling the increase. The 2 resurrections are enhanced by a factor of 4. Multiply it is equivalent to 8 times. All of this became meaningless after he ate the chakra fruit. Qingling sometimes thinks that he is almost invincible just 1 day after his official appearance. Fortunately, he really crossed. If it is a novel, then simply dominate the ninja world, directly sweep, 3 chapters finale. The reality is much more complicated. Because he is sleepy most of the time and wants to take a nap. And he often takes a short nap for 2 or 3 months. Want to fight me? Dead tanuki. Don't call me a tanuki. Shuhei opened his teeth and danced his claws angrily. Directly spit out a signature move, practice empty bombs. Qingling still moved forward and directly carried this big move with his face unscathed. You can't imagine how strong the 9 tails who ate the chakra fruit are when the yin and yang are in a full state, multiplied by 4 times the strength. Can a drill air bullet deal damage to the 10 tails? Or can it hurt Kagaya Itsuki? Qingling shook his head, and his smile gradually changed. Dead tanuki, since you're here, let's stay. Hey, don't come back. Shosuru was scared. No, he wants to condense a tailed beast Jade. Do you really think that he can't tail beast Jade? However, even if it can be released, is it useful? The face of the 9 llamas can catch the air bullet without injury. In the bottom of Shuhei's heart, there is only a continuous circle of question marks. I was beaten, is it reasonable? Shuhei originally thought that his tailed beast Jade would be ridiculed. So ordinary, so ordinary. It didn't look much stronger than the other tailed beasts, and using the tailed beast Jade in front of the 9 tails was simply an insult, and that kind of contrast made him remember it so far. Now, a small tailed beast Jade finally burst out. Flew out towards Qingling's head. The latter was stunned when he saw it. Seriously, even if Qingling has read the entire manga, the plot of those water missions in the anime has been read again, and he has never seen Shozuru use tailed beast Jade. He also thought that Shuhei really couldn't use tailed beast Jade. But that's too small. There was a feeling of a tailed beast fight, and he ran in to make up the numbers. After all, the size of the tailed beast Jade can't fully explain anything. Naruto, when Sasuke abused Morizuru just now, the tailed beast Jade he cast was not very perverted. The true 9 tails used the tailed beast Jade with all his strength, and it could even be several times larger than his own volume, and the 10 tails could not compare with it. But the power must not be better than the 10 tails. The size of the tailed beast Jade does not say anything, and the difference in quality and power. Poof. Qingling couldn't help but laugh. Naruto and Sasuke laughed too. It's so funny. Is this sure that it is tailed beast Jade? Rumble. Annoyed Shozuru struck with all his might. Directly slammed into Qingling, and part of his body was immediately crippled, but it quickly recovered at a speed visible to the naked eye. Perfunctory. How is this possible? Even if you are strong, you will definitely be injured if you carry the tailed beast Jade head on. Shuhei will also recover, but it is definitely not as complete as Qingling's recovery, as if no matter how fatal the injury is, it is just a tickle. Huh. Is that so? I don't really understand. Quote. Qingling returned full of blood. He tried it just now. Even if Ten Shuhei used this level of tailed beast Jade at the same time, it was only a second slower recovery for him. Too weak. It's really not worth mentioning. He couldn't help but think in his heart, his own strength is so strong, how can he die? Don't move, dead Tanuki. Qingling approached Shuhei, and the 9 tails directly transformed into 9 chakra big hands, binding it. What are you going to do, 9 llamas? Shuhei was a little panicked. The 9 llamas in his memory liked to be rigid and rigid. When he was a child, the 9 tails was as innocent as him. Later, human malice and greed gradually made him what he is today. Among the tailed beasts, especially the 9 tails, the perception of human beings of good and evil is extremely strong. It is easy to be rendered black from a blank piece of paper. Now, the bound Shuhei had a feeling of facing a god, even if the 6 Tao immortals were alive. Your eyes. Finally he found the clue. One of Qingling's eyes is the 9 hook jade reincarnation writing wheel eye, and one is a mutated reincarnation eye. This guy, what the hell went through? Found it. This immense power is enough to create a whole new world. Dead Tanuki cat, do you miss the old days? Let's join hands together and return this world to the future envisioned by the 6 old men. Qingling had turned on the illusion as he spoke. He called it the spirit world, as opened by the eye of reincarnation, and the spirit world does not distort anyone's will or immerse itself in a world of expectations. It's just that everything before the illusion is turned on will continue, and in the spirit world, regardless of whether it is true or false, it will extend infinitely. Because it does not depend on the boundaries of the caster to extend, but on the caster's own ideas. Even the chakra that sustains the spirit world comes from the caster himself. The uniqueness of the spirit world is that the more people fall into the magic spirit world, they will be connected to each other, like a meta-universe, relying on the chakra and imagination of more and more people to sustain it. When the mind is exhausted, it is also the day chakra is exhausted and he dies. It was as if a world of thought had been created between the world of fire and the underworld. Hence the call, the spirit world. You guy. Shozuru was caught in midair by 9 chakra big hands and lost consciousness. He has fallen into the spirit world, in the spirit world of the crane. He also fell for the magic of the green spirit and became an evil-tailed beast that kept killing, and roamed unscrupulously for decades before being killed by a powerful ninja and reborn. Swish. After successful rebirth, He chakra gathered again, recovered his memory, waited for the opportunity, and constantly looked for opportunities to find Qingling for revenge. This is how it should have been. Until his plan for revenge came to an abrupt end. Shuhei suddenly woke up. Where is he? I thought I was dreaming, back to before the Qingling was about to cast an illusion. Is being caught in midair by 9 chakra big hands, struggling weakly. I really hope that this nightmare will end soon. Congratulations, Fat Tanuki. Don't call me a tanuki, stinky fox. The tailed beast can do magic, and no one can stop it. Shuhei thought to himself, why didn't he learn this in the first place? Sober up, the illusion on your body has been lifted. Qingling shook Shuhei, but the latter became angry. Dead fox, you dare to bully me in your dreams. Shuhei stretched out his claws, Chakra's eyes, he turned into sand, and he was about to grab the Qingling Lien. A mouth, directly came a tailed beast jade. It's easy enough to compare with the tailed beast jade of the 8 tails. Hey, it's a dream. Shuhei thought to himself, even if it was a dream, he would kill the 9 llamas in seconds and take a good breath of evil. The latter directly threw Chakra's big hand and threw him out. The tailed beast jade soared into the sky and rushed straight into the sky. Broke through the dark clouds. Shuhei lay on the ground and smiled with satisfaction. Even if I was bullied by your dead fox in my dreams, my tailed beast jade has finally become stronger. Even the tailed beast jade is so strong, isn't it a dream? Is it reality? You feel it well, the source of chakra in the body. Qingling's head appeared in Shuhei's field of vision, which really scared him with a stirring spirit. HMPH. You and I don't die. Saying. So, Shuhei still sensed chakra. Anyway, in a dream, it doesn't matter what you do. Huh. His eyes flashed. Chakra source. What's the matter? Everyone in the chakra of the tailed beast should all come from the big tube wood Kagaya. Why is there another powerful chakra in his body? The 2 chakras are not mutually exclusive, but the pursuit of the source makes him inexplicably afraid. As a tailed beast, he has an unparalleled perception of chakra. Sure enough, as soon as I perceived, I noticed that something was wrong. It's you. How can it be? How did the 9 tails become the new source of chakra? Be quiet, mess with me in the future, your person's pillar power still has some potential, and you need to hone it well. Qingling turned his head and left. After a while, Shuhei followed inexplicably. Stinky fox, what kind of illusion is that? Why do I think reality is a dream? You don't deserve to know, dead tanuki, I'm sleepy and sleep first, so I can guard this village for me. Qingling yawned and once again turned into a chakra aura and hid in the ground. Meanwhile, Shuhei's voice also sounded in his ears. Set a goal and get all your old friends together. Old friends gathered. What is this guy going to do, in the end, to make all the 9-tailed beasts gather? Shuhei suddenly exploded. What was this, he thought, should I still be dreaming? Dawn. Shozuru watched alone as the last star left. He knew that this would be the only chance in his life to prove to the world that he was not the weakest tailed beast. Thinking of this, he resolutely returned to my arrow's body. On the grass. When the first rays of sunlight fell on the face of the boy with dark circles. I, Luo, who hadn't slept for a long time, turned over again and continued to sleep. At this time, a blond boy in a sweatshirt walked up to him with his hands in his pockets. This village is called Qingling Shinobu Village. It was built by our teacher. The leader of the village is called Hokage, and my name is Naruto Uzumaki, and I am the 2nd generation Hokage. Naruto talked, hearing Iroh's head buzz. He felt that the world was not very real. He did not die after being defeated. The boy in front of him is obviously as lonely as him in his heart, but he is full of enthusiasm. Why? The village is full of ninjas from the village of Sunahide, supervised by Naruto, Sasuke's shadow doppelganger. There were very few villagers, and some of them leaked information about Qingling Ninja Village, but did not get any further investigation. I felt extremely guilty in my heart, thinking that Lord Lingying was extremely generous. In fact, Qingling went to sleep and was too lazy to care. Iroh walked around the village, constantly performing teleportation techniques, and was constantly being caught up by Naruto faster. You are already a prisoner of our village, and according to the rules of the teacher, you need to work here for 5 years before you can be released. Naruto persuaded him bitterly. 5 years. The good end came out to perform a mission, and it turned out to be arranged for 5 years. What is just around the corner in this small village? Don't escape, you can't escape. Naruto once again caught up with Iroh. Then fight. Iroh tried to tune the tailed beast chakra in the group, but nothing happened. He had to use the sand left by his mother. As a result, he was violently beaten by Naruto and pressed to the ground and rubbed again. He passed unconscious until he was beaten unconscious. The next day he repeated the same operation, running away, beating him up, and listening to Naruto's mouth over and over again. Fast forward a month later. Sleep-rich Iroh was already much stronger in constant battle, but it was still difficult to escape Naruto's grasp. Others, other than him, had long adapted to the life of the village and became rebels. Devoted himself to becoming a member of the Siren village. More than a dozen families came to the village during this time, and strangely, this time not only the country of wind, but also the country of fire and the surrounding small countries. The atmosphere of life is becoming more and more intense, and the fields are constantly being cultivated. Let me Iroh adapt here. He often dreams, and in his dreams he recalls his childhood, and every scene emerges before his eyes. One night, Iroh stood on the roof waiting for Naruto to appear, but the latter did not show up. In fact, he has long admitted his defeat and felt the love hidden in the sand, belonging to his mother. Naruto's mouth is indeed powerful, and what is even more powerful is the tranquility and beauty of Qingling Ninja Village. These villagers from all over the world, adding up to more than 24 households, as well as dozens of ninjas, live here carefree. There were traitors and even exploiters among them, but after coming here, they felt guilty without exception. The mysterious Lord Lingying never cared. Hearsay. He is the nine-tailed demon fox, and the tailed beast has become a shadow, which is really strange. Iroh's gaze changed suddenly, he knew that the enemy was coming. Tonight, Naruto didn't come to stun him, and he was able to rest on his own, because the Moritsuru in his body seemed to have been sleeping and his strength was growing. The villagers come from all over the place, which means that Qingling Ninja Village has been targeted by people from all over the place. After all, on the night of the invasion of Cheyenne, the tailed beast battle, and the tailed beast Jade were enough to attract everyone's attention. Sure enough, Iroh looked up and sensed the familiar chakra. It was his father, the fourth generation of Mechazekage, Luo Sha. Magnetic placer gold. A man who can suppress a crane in the desert. Mountain tops. There are also ninjas from Konoha village appearing. The leader is none other than Kakashi. His appearance here means that Jiraiya has also been found, and it is unknown whether he will choose to become the fifth generation. The news in Qingling village is too closed, and it has not yet established its own intelligence network. At the same time, there were also figures sneaking into Qingling Ninja Village. Did this day still come? I thought to myself that the short painful and happy days of his life were about to pass. No matter how strong this village is, it can defeat him and Shozuru, and it is impossible for the two ninja villages of Konoha and Sunain to survive together. Hundreds of middle ninja were arrayed in the outer layers, and one upper ninja bore the brunt of it. Rosa and Kakashi appear on the side of the village and surround it. Where have all the people gone? For the first time, I was worried about why he couldn't find Sasuke and Naruto in his senses. Why did the two disappear in such a dangerous situation? Was it assassinated? What about the village? It will be destroyed, and everyone will lose this home. Luo don't know why I am so upset. Obviously I was only beaten for a month, how can there be so many inexplicable emotions in my heart? He couldn't help but panic. Could it be that something was wrong with himself? Illusion. Hey, boy. The voice of a crane in the body appeared, and this guy finally woke up after sleeping for a month. I feel the power in your heart, want to fight and protect this village. Guard. I love Luo is unfamiliar with this word. Shuhei, your words are a bit much. I love Luo, there are more words from the bottom of your heart. Shuhei heard the voice of my love Luo's heart, which means that the tailed beast and the human pillar force are more in line. But why should I guard? Then ask yourself, hesitate that this is not your character, I love Luo. Then fight, let the battle give the answer. I only feel that there seems to be something in the heart that does not exist. Satisfy his spirit and heart. The sand in the big gourd had quietly appeared, levitating him in midair. Shuhei chakra broke out, even I Luo was shocked, and I felt much stronger. Swish. Under the moonlight, sand gathered into the form of a woman, and her hands sheltered the boy. He stood in the air, his eyes waveless. I love Luo. Luo Sha saw his son, and it was indeed mentioned many times in the intelligence. I love Luo is still alive, but only when I see it, I can feel a kind of shock. That terrifying chakra proves all the time that I love Luo is no longer what it used to be. Garuo. When he saw that the sand that guarded my love was actually his deceased wife, his heart trembled inexplicably. A large hand gently patted his shoulder. This person is none other than Orochimaru. With the Naka shinobi exam imminent, he had made a secret deal with Orochimaru, and wanted to take advantage of this trial to make Sunahide village no longer attached to Konoha. The latter readily agreed, and this action also made Orochimaru very interested. You're going. Once the power of Ikkyo Morizuru is violently gone. Don't worry. The big snake pill didn't wait for Luo Sha's words to finish, turned into snakes and secretly sneaked into Qingling village. It's just a tale, just leave it to Luo Sha to deal with. His purpose is the 9 tails. How did Naruto, the whirlpool who was sealed by him to flow chakra, unseal it? 3 generations are dead, and how the 9 tails escaped. Can you be resurrected if you are killed by a ghoul? This secret is so charming. Thinking of this, the big snake pill couldn't help but tremble with excitement. Before he knew it, he had sneaked into the center of the village, and it was said that beneath it was the sleeping 9 tails. The mystery of the tailed beast's immortality, about to fall into my hands. This time, Qingling did not wake up because he did not perceive the danger. Large snake pills. Not qualified enough. Guardian crane shield. The sand condenses into a carton-shaped shoizuru in an instant. You want to block me? I love Luo, are you falling for illusion? Quote. Magnetism. Placer gold. Quote. Rosa converts large amounts of sand into placer gold. The golden-colored sand is constantly flowing, like a waterfall, with the spirit of devouring heaven and earth. Magnetism. Golden sands. Quote. The current of the placer gold directly turned into a sand and slammed into the shield of the crane, who stood indifferently in the air, blocking in front of my arrow. Due to too many beatings. I love Luo has long been accustomed to opening the shield of sand and opening the armor of sand at the same time. The exterior also has the guardian of sand and the shield of the crane. Without complete defense, how could he easily face the enemy? After all, there are so many bells and whistles compared to Naruto, and the ninjutsu is extremely harmful. Luo Sha is much weaker. Magnetic placer gold spear. In the face of this blow, Luo directly condensed a huge sand spear, and collided with it, but the result was to break the sand. I have to say that ginger is still old and spicy. In terms of individual strength alone, you are far inferior to your father. Aren't you also suppressed by him many times? I love Luo and Shuhei taunting each other. The relationship is inexplicably much better. It was once, and during this time, I had mastered my power perfectly. I love Luo, do you dare to give it a go? Shuhei, do you want to help me? The two have the same heart and mind, which coincides. In an instant, sand devoured Iroh, but this time he remained awake. The battle of the unity of the tailed beast and the human pillar was opened. Quicksand waterfall. The earth was dusty, and many trees were destroyed by the decay. Luo Sha saw that the situation was not good, and directly gritted his teeth. Magnetism. Placer gold burial. Quote. Sandfall burial. A scene of fatherly filial piety appears. Under the huge figure of Shuhei, the collision of the two, big burials, made it particularly crazy. Placer gold and sand are constantly fighting together, and the latter is sustained by the huge amount of chakra of the tailed beast. The former is superior in quality. Just when the two sides seemed to maintain this move, behind Shuhei, another Luo Sha appeared. Magnetic escape placer gold realm law. Many placer gold blades erupted from the ground, sharp as bamboo shoots, and wanted to cut off the crane. Placer gold doppelganger. Shuhei did not turn around, and when he screamed, a small vortex appeared on his back, and the figure of Luo quickly appeared inside. The two work together perfectly, and can appear anywhere to attack at any time, but avoid the possibility of illusion in the body. Combat power has also been greatly improved. Even when the sand rains. My arrow quickly froze, and one by one the sand bullets flew out, shattering the sand blade, but the attack was far from stopping. Suddenly, while Luo Sha's doppelganger was coping, a sand doppelganger appeared behind him. A cross-sectional slash was dodged by him as expected. This pair of father and son not only look alike, but also make extremely similar moves. If Luo Sha hadn't died in assassination and was attacked by Orochimaru, he would also be a difficult character in himself. The environment of the Land of Winds is destined to have few plants, less food, and few resources. Only the Land of Fire, with its beautiful environment and abundant resources, is destined to be at the center of the storm forever. To rely on Konoha and want to get rid of it, this is the inner disagreement of the 4 generations of Mechazekage. At this moment, seeing that his son joined forces with Shuhei, it seemed that he had truly grown into an excellent human pillar power, and could truly exert the power of the tailed beast without suppression and cruelty. The placer gold doppelganger dissolves itself. Luo Sha stood outside Qingling Ninja Village and quickly retreated. I love Luo. Shuhei is a tailed beast after all, cunning and changeable, and cannot be trusted. You fart. Shuhei couldn't help but scold. Who did he provoke? How is it cunning and changeable? I saw Luo Sha take out a ninja tool, a black tea kettle. When he saw this ninja tool, Shuhei's eyes froze. Do you think I'll still be caught again by this thing? Practice empty bombs. Shuhei let out a sigh. I saw chakra quickly condense, first the first layer, the same as the previous air training bomb, and then condensed into a small point. Next second, chakra wrapped a layer on the outside and compressed it again. This was repeated 3 times. Finally, it became an elliptical air training bomb, which suddenly burst out in the continuous acceleration in place. The moment the flying attack burst through the air continuously, the speed increased again and again. This is an empty bomb. Luo Sha and Shuhei have fought I don't know how many times. He knows Shuzuru's ninjutsu extremely well, and the air training bullets in his memory are also very strong, but it is definitely not to the point where he is enough to run amok. Magnetic Abraham Gold Cube. The placer gold structure is a huge cube, and the posture is to push horizontally to block the empty bullet. Bang! 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 The air bomb has the ability to burst with it, and once it encounters an obstacle, it will continue to accelerate if it can't be broken. Until the last acceleration, explosion, and finally escape. Rumble. Luo Sha avoided it early, but the 3 mountains behind him were all blasted out of a big hole in the world, leaving only residue. It's terrifying. Shuhei, what is going on? Chakra strengthened, not to mention, even the moves, the power has undergone a qualitative change. How about it? I love Luo, is it strong enough? Shuhei excitedly invited credit. The mountain is the mountain of the village, you will be taught a lesson. I love Luo said lightly. The ninja of the sand-hidden village only felt that it was a fight between the gods and did not dare to intervene. Seeing this scene, they only felt that their combat power had collapsed. It was as if 2 worlds had appeared, and they were just foils to the other world, just to watch the battle. Luo Sha suddenly woke up. It seemed that Naruto in the intelligence, Sasuke had not yet appeared. What about those rebels in their village? Why didn't the strongest Nine-Tails show up? Shouldn't the replica ninja of Konoha village across the village, led by Kakashi? Why hasn't there been the slightest movement of the battle for half a day? Tonight, everything looks unusual. Oops, the big snake pill can't come back. How Luo Sha wished that his judgment was wrong. Perhaps, he met his own son, but he was the luckiest one. Village Center. Underground Chamber. More than 100 people came from Konoha village, and all of them were here at this moment. Sasuke's kaleidoscopic chakra eye casts another god, and even Kakashi doesn't know when he hit the trick. In the corner, Orochimaru was standing dumbfounded. It's not easy to say either. Naruto and Sasuke had already set up an ambush halfway through Konoha and Aoran village, separating Kakashi and his group in doppelganger battles, and taking them down one by one with other tengens. I consume too much chakra and need a break. Blood continued to flow from Sasuke's right eye. Fortunately, the amount of 9-tailed chakra is unimaginable, otherwise it would be impossible to slow down for others in a lifetime if he cast so many other gods. If there are not enough chakras, it will take more than 10 years to recover if it is not used at a time. This is also the reason why Tuanzou needs so many chakra eyes to maintain spiritual energy, and also uses transplanted intercolumn cells to enhance chakra. Stupid Sasuke. The teacher said that the kaleidoscope chakra eye can be promoted to the eternal kaleidoscope chakra eye, completely eliminating hidden dangers. Naruto said this, still a little worried in his heart. Since his pupils turned gray, he had opened his eyes, and with the 8-door dunja, the effect was remarkable. The stronger the physical technique, the more you can feel the limits of a body. Sasuke's eyes, his body. As Qingling said, there are limits. The human body itself has many limitations, many chakra quenching, cultivation to improve. Otherwise, it will always be flesh and blood. Teacher. Our village was attacked again as you might expect, and Kakashi was there. Naruto said to a 9-tailed sculpture in the basement. My essence is cultivating in molten slurry, and he asked me to teach you the first step of chakra martial arts, quenching body. The sculpture turned out to be chakra condensation, and he quickly changed from rock to 9 llama mode, only the size of the body of an ordinary fox. Qingling teacher, what is chakra martial Dao? Sasuke's eyes were still hurting, but fortunately healing was getting faster and faster. Chakra martial arts is the inner quenching of the physical art, the extension of ninjutsu outside, and the illusion of the will in the core, to achieve the true green spirit ninja, martial arts ninja. Qingling said, and shook his tail happily. Teacher, how strong is that? Naruto asked curiously. Chakra martial Dao Supreme, break the sky with his fist, slash the gods with magic, shake all things with intention, and never die. Qingling thought to himself, these little guys probably don't know yet. Each breakthrough of the chakra martial Dao will multiply the consumption of chakra by several times. He has too much chakra now. As long as the more people who practice chakra martial Dao, the more chakra will be consumed. Especially in battle, it is consumed quickly, and before you know it, you can dry up. It's fun to think about it. Qingling's eyes also showed a beautiful picture of when his chakra was exhausted and he died. Teacher, I want to cultivate chakra martial Dao. Naruto couldn't wait, he now felt stronger every day. If he could cultivate this powerful chakra martial art, he would definitely be able to become a second-generation Meijing Shadow earlier than Sasuke. Qingling Sensei, chakra martial Dao, can you surpass Uchiha Madara? Sasuke has a lingering Uchiha clan powerhouse in his heart. Uchiha Madara, he who once competed with the god of the ninja world, the Thousand Hands Pillar, can be described as the strongest of the Uchiha clan. In A Thousand Hands, Danzo sees the Uchiha clan as Konoha's greatest threat. It's not just because the ever-increasing chakra requires hatred and pain. It is even more profound. Even the Thousand Hands clan has decayed, but the strong people of the Uchiha clan are emerging one after another. How can they not be feared? Chakra martial arts is divided into 7 realms. The first apprentice refers to the beginning of trying to temper the body, hone the will, and constantly practice ninjutsu. The second is to endure. The human body chakra is limited. This is because of the restrictions of containers and qualifications. As long as it is tempered by apprentices, open up chakra dantian. You can continue to expand the capacity of chakra. The third level is called zongnan, and at this step, it is necessary to condense chakra into liquid in the chakra dantian, achieve qualitative changes, and the strength in all aspects will also be greatly improved. The fourth is upper patience. Chakra will be perfectly integrated into chakra jindan in this heavy realm, and the qualitative change increases the quantitative change, beyond the limit. The fifth is the shadow. Chakra jindan transforms. The spirit is strong enough, integrated into it, can lead the chakra between heaven and earth, cultivate the immortal mode. Once you transform into the chakra yuan baby, the so-called illusion will no longer be able to shake your will. The sixth is called immortal. Chakra yuan baby has completely transformed into a yuan god, and your immortal mode will also be perfect. Absorb the chakra between heaven and earth anytime and anywhere, and its own chakra will also tend to be infinite, and the life will be long, so it is called the realm of immortals. The seventh stage is called the Great Terumu realm. This realm, it is necessary to perfectly unite the yuan god with himself, chakra, bloodline, and spirit without distinguishing each other, and truly return to the basics. This realm will break through the shackles of space and walk freely in various worlds. It can be described as a land immortal. Quote, underground chamber. After the one-sized nine-tailed fox finished telling all this, he yawned with satisfaction and continued. This is just a general reference. Every realm improvement, not only chakra and physical strength, but also means that your Shoyuan has greatly improved. There are also gaps between different realms. For example, the special upper ninja is between the middle ninja and the upper ninja, which is characterized by condensing the embryo of chakra Jinden. Between the upper ninja and the shadow, there is also the elite upper ninja, and their chakra Jinden will undergo metamorphosis, and there are signs of giving birth to a Yuan baby. Among them, there are also special existences, such as the Divine Realm, which refers to the gap between the combat power of ignoring the immortals and the Big Tube, but the Wachakra martial arts supreme with a limited lifespan. Qingling finally finished all this, and looked up to give the two students an answer. He actually wanted to rest very much, but with a professional attitude of teaching students, he did not fall asleep. Any more questions? Teacher. Naruto didn't understand at all, but was the first to raise his hand. Is the six Tao Immortals the highest realm? No, after this, the real strongest can break through the limitations of this universe and truly obtain immortality, which I call chakra ascension. What the? Chakra soars. Sasuke listened to his ears the whole time, only to feel his head buzzing. It's amazing, that's the power he's always dreamed of. I used to be ignorant and didn't understand the real gap between different ninjas. Today, after listening to Qingling's explanation, I knew that this was the case. Chakra sword, a concept that he didn't understand at all, but it was firmly fixed in Sasuke's mind. The immortal chakra ascends. There are three realms in the world in which man lives, which can be called the ninja world, and the world after death is called the underworld. In addition to these two worlds, there is also an unattainable world, that is, the divine realm, which can only be visited after chakra ascends. Ling didn't believe it himself, but he knew it in theory. Chakra can definitely be used for cultivation, constantly causing qualitative changes through quantitative changes. He has read many novels, which are either the world of supernatural awakening or the revival of Reiki, and chakra is actually similar. It's a pity that the people of the Hokage world opened up in the wrong direction. Focus on the outside and ignore the essentials. As long as you cultivate chakra like Reiki, you will be able to break through yourself and truly ascend. Whether there is a true divine realm or not, that really has nothing to do with him. As for the correspondence between the realm and the ninja, it is purely for the sake of substitution. In fact, once the chakra Jinden is condensed, according to the setting of the aura world, how to say that it can live for 500 years, and compared with the Hokage world, it is really equivalent to a huge amount. When the chakra Yuan baby is conceived, the chakra of nature is called at will, and it can also be immune to illusion, and the life expectancy is thousands of years, and it is already shoulder to shoulder with the Dadamu family. The Big Tube Wood family has a wedge. Chakra Yuan baby can take the house. Not to mention, chakra Yuenshin, back to basics, almost exists in the imagination. I want to soar. Naruto's eyes were burning, he didn't know what chakra's ascension meant, but from this moment on, he understood that he had to cultivate hard, otherwise he would definitely be surpassed by Sasuke. From now on, Master Wei will not be able to directly give you too much power, because the improvement of chakra martial arts still needs yourselves. Qingling said and shook his little hand. 2 scrolls, one black and one white, were placed in front of them. This is the chakra first realm, the chakra quenching method of the apprentice realm. You are good at cultivation. The next task is in this white scroll. I hope that when I return, you can complete the mission. The Qingling's chakra gradually disappeared. The chakra sculpture of the 9 tails condensed again, fixed in place, and still looked lifelike. Sasuke took the lead and picked up the scroll and slowly opened it. As soon as Chakra Martial Arts, Volume 1 Compulsory Practice is opened, what comes into view is the table of contents. Chapter 1. Basic Cultivation, Chakra Quenching Body. Chapter 2. Basic Meditation, Martial Arts Spirit. Chapter 3. Basic Combat, Combination of Chakra Ninjutsu and Physical Art. Sasuke nodded, thinking that he really deserved to be a teacher of Qingling, and he described it in such detail. The other side. Naruto held the quest scroll, his eyes kept fixed on the exercise scroll. There was a sigh of admiration. See Gui, I'm going to get dizzy. Crane tail, Let's take a look at what the task the teacher gave us. Sasuke's words made Naruto sober up, and he quickly opened the task scroll in his hand. Founding the Kingdom of Spirits. Hey, you guy better rest, the next battle is left to me. I'm almost recovered. Sasuke got up stubbornly. He chakra did recover, but the state was far less good than Naruto. I'm faster than you. Naruto had already performed the Flying Thunder God technique and left here. Underground chamber. The second middle school boy looked around, and he looked at the big snake pill in the corner like a fool. I thought, one of the three ninjas, how can he not even stop an illusion? He is destined to have a connection with this kind of person in this life. Look at Kakashi again, as long as you get his kaleidoscope chakra eye, you can collect 2 kaleidoscope chakra eyes. But he already has the Chakra Martial Path Volume 1, and the future is infinitely bright. The other Konoha ninjas also knew each other. Let them be in the midst of illusion, and they won't be able to unravel until this battle is over. Take back your thoughts. Uchiha Sasuke felt Naruto's chakra in the village, so he sat down at ease and flipped through the scroll of exercises. I don't know if I don't look. At this sight, he was greatly shocked. It turns out that chakra can still be used like this. Qingling Shinobi Village. Naruto appeared on the roof, and the ninja ran through the eaves and branches. The edge of the village. Another huge gap was blasted open. He remembers the morning of his first visit to the village. I woke up surrounded by mountains. 3 months later, several directions have been raised. The huge figure of Morizaru constantly repelled the ninjas of Sand Hidden Village, and his chakra was indeed much stronger than when he first saw it. But compared to the 9-tailed chakra on Naruto, it was still worse. Swish. He turned into an afterimage and jumped. Shadow Doppelganger Art. Thousands of shadow doppelgangers have used the Flying Thunder God technique. Appear in villages, in forests, in the mountains. There was Naruto Uzumaki everywhere. What is this? Luo Sha had already retreated, and he was ready to let some people die here and retreat with all his might. Who would have thought that a ruthless character would suddenly be killed? Kage-sama, he seems to be Naruto Uzumaki in that intelligence. Don't panic, he's just bluffing. Luo Sha thought to himself, using thousands of shadow avatars at once, there must not be many chakras. One punch at a time. Bang. Not far away, a spiral pill of Naruto's shadow doppelganger directly blasted the tree out of a big hole. His face twitched, and his face was embarrassed. Can humans really have so many chakras? He remembered hearing the elders in the village recall when he was a child that the ninja god Senjukuma fought with Uchiha Madara and several mountains exploded at every turn, and the scene was quite terrifying. Tonight, he was completely taught. Withdraw. What captured the 9 tails? What took the Qingling ninja village? He just wanted to get as many ninjas back alive at the moment. As a wind shadow, in addition to the mission, there is another very important thing to do, that is, protection. Protect the ninja, protect the weak, protect the ninja village. With an order, everyone began to retreat, while constantly using ninjutsu to block Naruto's pursuit. Even so, one after another shinobi of the Sand Hidden Village was stunned and brought back to the Qingling ninja village. My Highness. Luo Sha appeared next to the most backward Naka shinobu. Kage-sama. Let's go. He has always looked cold in the village. In fact, is that really the case? It's just that the battles and experiences made him lose himself. Tamari, Kankuro was born before I Luo, and his personality is very different from him. In a way, they are the Rosa of different periods. When I Luo came to this world, he became the tailed orc pillar force of the Crane Guard, and became a victim, a container in Luo Sha's eyes. For this young son who took his wife, he always hoped to eradicate it as soon as it got out of control. Obviously, in terms of appearance, I love Luo exactly like him when I was a child. Ninja, do you really have to endure it for the rest of your life? Until my temperament changed drastically, I was no longer me. It's just a tool in the hands of the daimyo, lingering and lingering. Such doubtful thoughts rarely appeared in Luo Sha's mind. Only at this moment, when he firmly guarded in front of a Naka shinobu who had not said a few words at all, did he have an inner fluctuation. His son, I love Luo, is there to join forces with Shuhei. It seems that I should have been resting well lately. No more waking up all night, let alone hating and violence. I love Luo, not just Garuo, I love you too. When I saw my love for Luo transformed, fighting with my heart instead of falling into madness. The thread that had been tight all this time seemed to be much easier. Luo Sha suddenly had the feeling that he could let go of all the responsibilities of the Wind Shadow at this moment. Just as a father, witnessing the growth of his son who is no longer a monster. He whispered, tears in his eyes. Go all out until you die, I love Luo, don't hate me. Men carry everything, when everyone flees. He struggled to get up, and the soil of a mountain beneath his feet was first converted to sand, and then magnetism was given by him. The golden sands of the sky are as turbulent as the tides of the sea. How good it would be if our people could live in such a green environment like Konoha and Qingling Shinobi Village. Fresh air, clean water, not hot sun, and belly-wrapped food. If I can, I hope that your children will no longer be human pillars, so that your wife can survive, not for human beings, not for Shinobi Village. That way, your children will have a mother and you will have a wife with you. Your son, just lose his grandfather. Quote. Yes. The tears in Luo Sha's eyes told him that the future was bright. As long as Luo can live in Qingling Ninja Village, then his life will be extremely beautiful. The price of all this is so small. I love Ro. Shozuru called out to the boy. Can you feel it? That guy's love for you. This is love. There was confusion and trepidation in my eyes, and since meeting Naruto, he had fought and retreated again and again, making him more and more awake. He knew that his mother loved him. But this kind of love is hidden in every care, but his father, the man's complex emotions hidden under the mountains, are vividly displayed at the moment of death. What a twist. Distance. Naruto's body was about to strike to stop it, when the voice of the green spirit came from inside him. Teacher. Didn't you cultivate and go? I also want to cultivate, but as soon as I feel their chakra twisted by love, I feel awkward. Qingling didn't understand why he hid such emotions since he hid such emotions deep in his heart. When it is unfolded, it is extremely distorted. It was already at the moment when my father was bent on death. Is this reasonable? Thinking of this, Qingling directly slapped out. I saw that Qingling Ninja Village had condensed a chakra giant hand that was 10 times taller than Shuhei. A slap on Luo Sha, even his placer gold was mercilessly suppressed. Stupid, if you want to make up for regrets, then give Lao Su to survive. Before Luo Sha lost consciousness, Qingling's words echoed in his ears. Thanks for watching, please subscribe and support our channel.